Bukadensa. But for the curing us, Bukadensa. Radio station closing, Bukadensa. Rescue matter, what's up? What says, what rescue mission 2023? Bukadensa.
Monari beat that trouble.
Procon 2023. Kuwe, 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 kuwe. We tie away your life, Bukadensa. They push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. It's the people crying, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. Everybody vote for Boakai. Vote for Boakai. Vote for Boakai. Vote for Boakai. Gone are the days when we talk on to fight. No food or eat, no shelter for us. Gone are the days when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market we me crying, keeping riders crying, stable service crying, keke riders crying, and was are crying, everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurses are crying, teachers are crying, Bukadensa. They push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's the people crying,
welcome to this show.
Bukadensa.
Tonight,
Radio station closing,
celebration night.
Bukadensa. Rescue mission say
we have everything to
yeah.
celebrate about. Rescue mission say yeah.
Klima, klima,
Hey.
klima. So send him a Boakai.
Let's enjoy
Dale me
ourselves.
we want. Jeremiah Kun. Dale me we want.
We got them.
Rescue mission.
Let me put that
Life
back
be
here.
a choice.
There they
So
go.
send him a Boakai. Dale me we want. Jeremiah Kun. Dale me we want.
It is
Rescue
not about
mission.
you. It is not
Life
about
be a
Liberia.
choice. Bukadensa. They push killing us, Bukadensa.
No more push.
Corruption killing us, Bukadensa.
Corruption is there.
Go away a story, Bukadensa.
Ah.
But for they killing us, Bukadensa.
Ladies
It's
and
the people
gentlemen, share
crying,
the show.
Bukadensa.
Join us.
Where are the three
Our
missing
panel
boys?
will soon be here.
Justice for the murder auditors.
We will get
We
justice for the
tired
murder
of
auditors.
it.
We are tired of suffering. Ladies and gentlemen, please share the show. My name is Thomas Jr. I am live and direct from the studio of the USA, Canada. And I'm in the city of Edmonton. We are so much excited tonight. Liberia is on fire.
We
the
tie
right
away your
reason.
life,
We
Bukadensa.
tire with all their life.
They push killing us,
Because killing
Bukadensa.
our people.
Corruption
Bukadensa
killing
is gone.
us, Bukadensa.
Corruption
You
is
must go
there.
away a story,
We will make
Bukadensa.
sure
We tired
corruption
of
is
it,
buried
Bukadensa.
to this regime.
It's the people crying, Bukadensa.
Oh,
But
rescue
they
me,
killing
we did
us,
it.
Bukadensa. Radio station closing,
Ladies and
Bukadensa.
gentlemen, share the show.
Rescue matter, what's up?
Tonight.
What
We have lots
What
of
rescue mission
money us
2023?
areas in Canada and USA. It's celebration night. Share the show.
Bukadensa.
Let's take it from the top.
Monari beat that trouble.
Procon 2023. Kuwe, 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 kuwe,
Yeah.
kuwe, kuwe.
You are just money us.
We tie away your life, Bukadensa.
Share the
They
show.
push killing us,
We will
Bukadensa.
have lots and lots
Corruption killing us. Ukadensa.
Celebrate with the rescue.
Go away a story.
The rescue mission in Canada. In
But they
USA,
killing us.
we did this.
Ukadensa.
Liberia
Yes,
did
the
this.
people crying.
Tonight,
Ukadensa.
let's share the joy.
But they killing us. Ukadensa.
Yes.
Everybody vote for Boakai. Vote for Boakai.
All those who voted for Boakai, we want to say thank you. God will did not even vote for you. He will be your president. The president of all. Whether you are from the North, South,
No
East,
food or
West,
eat, no shelter.
Liberia, he will be the president of everyone.
When you fell, we
He
will
will unite our nation.
Where is the
He will
country?
drive
Where
away.
is your heart?
He will drive
How can
corruption
we
away.
be crying?
Those are the
Peppin
things
Riders crying. Save us every
nothing
crying. Keke Riders crying.
Keke Riders,
Ghana boys are crying.
cries are over.
Everybody
Liberia
crying.
is going to be a
Police
better place.
people crying.
Guinea will
Army
be the team
people
with
crying.
this.
Nurses are crying.
There is no reason
Teachers
for
are
Harry to
crying.
cry. There is no reason for police to cry.
They push killing us.
Ukadensa
Ukadensa.
is won. On the third day, on that
Corruption
Friday,
killing us. Ukadensa.
when Christ died,
You must go away a story.
it is on Friday that the Joshua
But for they
regime
killing us.
died. We will be burying it.
It's the people crying. Ukadensa.
Ladies and
Radio
gentlemen, that is
station closing. Ukadensa.
We have a lot of people that are joining tonight. Whilst we wait for them to come in, we want to say you've done a great job, Liberia. Let's enjoy the music, and I'll be right back.
Rescue mission, Liberia choice. Joseph Yimapaka, Dale me we want. Jeremiah Kun, Dale me we want. Rescue mission, Liberia choice. Ukadensa, they push killing us. Ukadensa, corruption killing us. Ukadensa, you must go away a story. Ukadensa, but for they killing us. Ukadensa. It's the people crying, Ukadensa. Where are the three missing boys? Justice for the murder of the trust. We're tired of reading. Killing us, Ukadensa. Corruption killing us, Ukadensa. You must go away a story, Ukadensa. We're tired of reading, Ukadensa. It's the people crying, Ukadensa. But for they killing us, Ukadensa. Radio station closing, Ukadensa. Rescue matter, what's up? What says, what rescue mission? 2023. Ukadensa.
Monari beat that trouble.
Broke on 2023. Ukadensa. They push killing us. Ukadensa. Corruption killing us. Ukadensa. You must go away a story. Ukadensa. But for they killing us. Ukadensa. It's the people crying. Ukadensa. But for they killing us. Ukadensa. Everybody vote for Boakai. No food or eat, no shelter for us. Gone are the days when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market we me crying, Peppin Riders crying, Save us every crying, Keke Riders crying, Ghana boys are crying, everybody crying. teachers are crying. Ukadensa. They push killing us. Ukadensa. Corruption killing us. Ukadensa. You must go away a story. Ukadensa. But for they killing us. Ukadensa. It's the people crying. Ukadensa. Radio station closing. Ukadensa. Rescue mission say yeah. Boakai, dale me we want. Jeremiah Kun, dale me we want. Rescue mission, Liberia choice. Joseph Boakai, dale me we want. Jeremiah Kun, dale me we want. Rescue mission, Liberia choice. Ukadensa, they push killing us. Ukadensa, corruption killing us. Ukadensa, you must go away a story. Ukadensa. But for they killing us. Ukadensa. It's the people crying. Ukadensa. Where are the 3 missing boys? Justice for the murder of the thugs. We're tired of reading. Killing us, Ukadensa. Corruption killing us, Ukadensa. You must go away a story, Ukadensa. We're tired of reading, Ukadensa. It's the people crying, Ukadensa. But for they killing us, Ukadensa. Radio station closing, Ukadensa. Rescue matter, what's up? What says, go to rescue mission 2023. Ukadensa.
Monari be that trouble.
Procon 2023. Kuwe, 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 kuwe.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tommy Island Jr. And like I said, this is one of the happiest moments in my life that we are able to liberate our people in Liberia. That indeed freedom has finally come. We've been able to liberate our country from people who could not manage it but wanted to set themselves as demigods. We've been going through this thing for the last 6 years. There hasn't been any improvement in the situation in the lives of our people. But yet and still, we had a government that did not respect the will of the people, but wanted to do everything to usurp the power that is inherent in us as people to elect and remove our leader. But God in heaven could not allow them to do so. And so we want to congratulate His Excellency, the President-elect, President Boakai, and his able lieutenant, the Vice President-elect, the Senator Jeremiah Kun, on this momentous occasion today. We want to say congratulations to them. We will wholeheartedly work with them to make Liberia a better place again. It hasn't been easy for the last 6 years for our people, for us, even in the diaspora. There has been lots of time that we wake up and our phones are buzzing because our people don't have the hand to help themselves. We need a government that will provide the enabling environment for them to thrive. And by the grace of God, the special grace of God, that government is coming. There's a lot that is riding on the shoulder of this government coming in. And to begin this show tonight, I want to begin it with a message from the outgoing president, President George Weah. President George Weah has called the nation today, and he has been able to let the nation know that he is conceding defeat, which is an honorable thing to do. So we will begin by listening to His Excellency, the outgoing president. Yes, Colonel, I'm going to do my own too.
My fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you tonight with the utmost respect for the democratic process that has defined our nation. As your president and the leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, I want to address you on the outcome of the runoff elections held on November 14, 2023. The results announced tonight, though not final, indicate that Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai is in a lead that we cannot surpass. A few moments ago, I spoke with President-elect Joseph Nima Boakai to congratulate him on his victory. Tonight, as we acknowledge the result, let us also recognize that the true winners of these elections are the people of Liberia. Through your peaceful and orderly exercise of your constitutional right to vote, you have once again demonstrated your commitment to the democratic principles that bind us together as a nation. Under my leadership, these elections were organized with a promise to the Liberian people, a promise of fairness, peace, inclusion, transparency, and credibility. I am proud to say that we have fulfilled that promise. The Liberian people have spoken, and we have heard their voice. However, the closeness of the result revealed a deep division within our country. As we transition to the new administration, we must be vigilant to the dangers of division and work together to find common ground. Now, more than ever, unity is paramount for the law of Mama Liberia. To the members of the Multi Coalition for Democratic Change, fellow partisans, seditions, Weahsians, all auxiliaries, first-time voters, campaign managers, and party leaders, I understand that this is not the outcome we desire. Although we did not emerge victorious, your hard work and support have been the backbone of our campaign. And for that, I am deeply grateful. I urge you to follow my example and accept the result of the elections. Go home tonight with the knowledge that our ideas and vision for Liberia remain strong. We are a young movement and our time will come again. Tomorrow, resume your daily activities in a normal way and come and join me at our party headquarters to reflect on our journey and plan for our return to political leadership in 2029. My fellow Liberians, ladies and gentlemen, tonight the CDC have lost the election, but Liberia has won. This is a time for graciousness in defeat, a time to place our country above party and patriotism above personal interests. I remain your president until the handover of power. and I will continue to work for the good of Liberia. Let us heal the division caused by the campaign and come together as one nation and one united people. May God bless Liberia, and may we continue to strive for a better future together. Thank you. May God bless you all.
That was the voice of our outgoing president, His Excellency, Dr. I don't know how many doctors you get now, but that was the voice of His Excellency President George Manuel Weah giving his concession speech that he could not show his face for. And you can see that, or you can know that there is something wrong with his leadership style. You can see that there's something wrong deeply with our country, the kind of mess we are in. But thank God we have a train that is coming with able and competent people to help clean up this mess we are in. We listen to our president. He talks about a lot of things in a very short time. But there are a few things also, let's look at it this way. We have a country that is in this 21st century, in 2023, that our president is sounding like he is in 1935 or during World War I. You hear the quality of audio that they are even using from LBS, Liberia Broadcasting System, as though we are in the 1930s. What kind of country are we when even just one man, Stanton Waterspoon, can open up radio stations and TV stations, and the quality of pictures that we are seeing is phenomenal? What happened to our LBS? Why is it that our president cannot put his face on camera to address the nation? But again, that's what we were stuck with for the last 6 years. Thank God it's over. Thank God, free at last. We are free. We have done it, Liberians. Indeed, our country, the result of the vote shows that our country is deeply divided, and our outgoing leadership has been the fuel that continue to gaslight our people against themselves. But thank God we have the solution coming. A lot is going to be expected of the incoming leadership to try and bridge the gap between, or the divide between, our people. He talks about uniting the people. He talks about maintaining the peace. He talks about the promise to conduct a free and fair election. President Weah, let me tell you one thing. Yes, we thank God that this election has become free and fair at last. We thank God that we are able to have the result that the Liberian people deserve. Thanks to people like Amara Conner and his team, thanks to all Liberians from every level that put their lives at risk when your people were telling them in the night, just because they wanted to protect their votes. It's going to be an epic night. We are joined in studio. We will be joined by many people. I'd like to welcome Mr. Joe Nama, who is joining us in studio. Captain Nama, how are you? I think you're muted. Let me try to unmute you. Yes,
sir. Thank you for having me, guys. How you doing, man? The joy, the celebration. I have been on different phone calls all day today. I'm telling you, man, it's been something. You know what? I just want to say something short to you. When I was driving, I received a phone text message live. Then when I click over, in the period of 10 minutes, then I saw the commissioner, for election commission, David Brown Lasana.
Yep.
And in the meantime, she was speaking and have very commissioner, breaking down the numbers. And when she finished, and they gave it back to her, she said, the report that we just gave is 99.8.5. I was like, what? And Joseph M. Boakai is, look, I'm telling you.
It's over.
I stopped the vehicle. Tears start tears roll down. I said, but before even a spoon guy then started celebrating, I was already, because I knew, after she called Boakai number and called Weir's number, I was like, but that is over there. Because what's left there? If you have given, 98.5% then what left?
Yep.
Even the Nima County, that will do a rerun, if they even give it to him, he can't stay coming.
And he will not even get it in Nima.
No, he can't get it in
Nima. We swallow egg.
He can't get it in Nima, guys. I mean, I just want to say, you guys, the brain behind this, your whole podcast. I want to say thank you to all of you guys. Even though today I received a special message, from my brother Thomas, who really knows me and believes, not just seeing me out there, but he believes in me, what I can do, But the Liberian people, overall, they are the winners. We did our best. But it's not all. It's not over yet. Team Canada, we have to be recognized at our inauguration. We still got to do more. We still got to come back and open our wallet, our bank account.
Exactly.
Let our need be heard out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Yeah.
Mr. Nama, personally, I also want to thank you, and I want to thank everyone who contributed to make these things to work for us. We have a platform. I'm going to mute you just so that the echo can, you can unmute when you're ready. But like I was saying, personally, I want to thank you and everyone else who contributed towards the success of what we've done. Like you rightly said, we have to do more. It's like when you and the big brother are racing, you have to run 2 times faster because he's bigger than you, his legs are longer than you. The distance he covers in one step, you have to take 3 or 4 to be able to cover that. That is how it is with us and the US, Canada and the US. So we have to do more as Canadians to find our seat on the table. There are lots of times that even, our partners in the United Party, when we talk or when they talk, they will say, oh, we are grateful to our US folks, thinking that we are just one US, So there has to be a mention of us at every level. Some level of recognition has to be given. Though we are working as UP USA Canada, but we need to have a seat at the table of discussion. There are talents here in Canada that is needed for the rebuilding process of our country. There are people here who can move things. Not everyone wants a job in Liberia, but everyone wants to contribute towards the rebuilding process of the nation. Because our nation is almost like it's coming from the war that we were in, back then. Every time during Madame Salih's first term, they say, oh, we are just emerging from war. But guess what? This Joseph Boakai's first term is also going to be like we are emerging from war. Because the war fronts that we've been fighting now are enormous. It's more than, what we fought during the Civil War. We are fighting war against drugs now. We'll be fighting war against corruption. We'll be fighting war against poverty, fighting war against hunger, fighting war against ignorance in the country. At every level, we are going to be fighting a kind of war that we need to succeed in to rebuild the nation. So people like yourself and others who contributed to make this fundraising campaign that we launched a success, I want to thank you personally. Mr. Bumbe, thanks for joining us. You have been an anchor for this particular side of the train, or I say the ship, the UP USA. We've been riding on your shoulders. And I also want to say welcome to the show tonight. Thanks for joining us. Speak to your people.
Well. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are around the world. Eventually reaching us. I want to say big hello, my Labran people. The great captain that is on here tonight. I can see him live and clear. And of course, Mr. Producer, good evening to you. Good evening and congratulations to the Honorable JMB President-elect of the Great Republic, and the Vice President-elect JKK. Good evening to our peace-loving Liberians across the world, particularly those that are on the ground in Liberia. Good evening to all of you for making it great. I don't know what to say, but it's just a bit of greetings to all of you. I know we're going to dive into some discussion tonight, but just to say hello to begin with. Good evening. And thank you for having me, Tommy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bumbe. And tonight's discussion, we're going to have a free and open mind discussion because it's going to be cut across, the entire journey, how we started this thing, and the kind of feeling and the euphoria that we are having as Liberian, home and abroad. It's like a huge weight that is lifted off the shoulders of everybody. Like Mr. Nawan was saying, he said he was driving today when he saw that Devietta Brown Lasana, the commissioner, narrated, when her fellow commissioners gave their tallies and everything, and then she came up and said the result they are giving was about 99.8 or 98.9. And I was also in a meeting here downstairs in my office here when I started to hear the shouting from upstairs. My mother and my wife, they were all shouting, and Stanton was shouting on the TV because I had walked from up there like half an hour earlier to come and join the meeting. I was trying to multitask, try to do my daily work, and at the same time my ears were up there. So I was in this meeting with someone from the head office, and there was a shout from up there, and then I was like, I was tempted, so I turned on my phone and switched it over to Spoon, but I muted it, and everybody was just screaming and shouting. I could see them jumping up. I'm like, God has liberated us finally, And then I told the lady I was speaking to on the video call. She was like, is there something going on? Because she could hear the jumping from upstairs. And I said, yeah, there's a liberation going on in my country, and this is something that we all been working on, we've been fighting with, and now we can see that it has come to fruition. And that's the feeling home and abroad I can see people have today. We feel that this regime has failed us, and there was no reason, no need for them to hang on to this power and the Liberian people, the ordinary people, wrestle it off their hand. I saw people, ladies, in the middle of the night, trying to make videos in the dark and talking about, oh, they get one long truck here that they want to put in ballot boxes in at this time of the night. And women and children and young men trying to stop a car that was even trying to deliver ballot boxes that they're supposed to use the following morning. You could see that the people were angry. The people were ready to resist with every ounce of blood in them tyranny. They were trying as much as possible to hold this government's feet to fire. And so tonight, that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to replay the president's speech, and let's kick it off. I played it earlier when you guys had not come yet, but I'll try to see if I can bring it back, and so that we can listen to the president.
Yes.
I heard today.
This is a new day in our country, and we appreciate everyone. A good sermon.
For almost 38 years.
Coalition for Democratic Change. I want to address you on the outcome of the.
Can you hear the president?
Yes,
on
yes.
November 14, 2023. The results announced tonight, though not final, indicate that Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai is in a lead that we cannot surpass. A few moments ago, I spoke with President-elect Joseph Nima Boakai to congratulate him on his victory. Tonight, as we acknowledge the result, let us also recognize that the true winners of these elections are the people of Liberia. Through your peaceful and orderly exercise of your constitutional right to vote, you have once again demonstrated your commitment to the democratic principles that bind us together as a nation. Under my leadership, these elections were organized with a promise to the Liberian people, a promise of fairness, peace, inclusion, transparency, and credibility. I am proud to say that we have fulfilled that promise. The Liberian people have spoken, and we have heard their voice. However, the closeness of the result revealed a deep division within our country. As we transition to the new administration, we must be vigilant to the dangers of division and work together to find common ground.
I'd like to stop the president's speech at this point, and let's chat about it a little bit. The president, as you can see, he's talking about a few things. Number one, he says Liberian people has spoken and he has listened. What do you guys make of that statement? In fact, on the overall, whilst we try to dissect his speech, I know a lot of you have already listened to it today. Let's start with Mr. Bumbe, then we come to Mr. Nama. What do you make of his speech?
Well, I think we are heading to a path of what Liberian people has been talking about. I must actually commend the president for taking the bold decision, taking the bold step to actually acknowledge the fact that Liberian people have spoken. And this is what we are expected of him, to congratulate the president-elect, Ambassador Joseph Boakai. And he mentioned a lot of things, like he said, in terms of challenges under his administration. But all in all, he acknowledged the decision of the Liberian people. It means that everything, all the prayers and things that our people have been going through to see the change, and we are on track. Liberian people are going to bed tonight with peace in their mind, that they have spoken and their voices has been heard. Most especially the sitting president coming on the air to make it clear that he says something in there that we all need to keenly listen to. That's one phrase he used in one adjective. He said, the official result has not been announced. He made it clear, and that's true, which means NEC have not officially announced that Joseph Boakai is the winner of this election. But the president, George Weah, made it clear tonight that Ambassador Boakai and the UP are in the lead. If you play that part, they are in the lead that George Weah, cannot super. What that means is in the lead, Ambassador Boakai is in the lead that George Weah, under any circumstances, CDC cannot super the lead that the ambassador is in. That's a clear indication to our people that he obviously accepts and he knows that it's a matter of formality. Ambassador Boakai is the president. And I know some of us, as Doubting Thomas, we're waiting for this message. When somebody called me this morning, not because of my name, and I said, well, and I'm speaking from the type of country that we are in. This is not North America, where Donald Trump said until the last minute that he was not accepting the result. At the end of the day, nothing was changed. But we're seeing situation in Africa when the president have not, the person that that lost the election has not come up to concede the seat.
Yeah.
We should be concerned. And we don't know. This is the incumbents who have really put up a great fight. And I would say, and I will actually commend the CDC partisans and the supporters. They fought a good fight. They put it hard. They put everybody on their toes. And I must tell you, it's no time for campaign. I think campaign is over. We are now going to be focusing on rebuilding our country, and we cannot do this alone. We're going to start stretching hands across with those that have the vision and have the goal of our country. So I would like to say that I'm happy to hear his voice tonight, indicating that yes, he acknowledged the result and he heard the voices of the Liberians people, and that he want to congratulate the UP and the JMB team for the lead that they are in, and he obviously seen that he cannot supersede that. So, Mr. Slam, tonight I'm very excited. All the numbers you were calling until now that I'm actually hearing from people, yes, that's it. I think I'm confident.
Thank you.
I'm confident tonight that yes, JMB is our president. Is the president to be.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Bombe. Mr. Nama, what's your take on it? The president's speech.
Yeah, thank you. Well, when I'm listening to the outgoing president, George Manuel Weah, there are some good things he said, and there are some bad things that I didn't like. First, I will start with the good things. I commend him for being bold, like a man, to concede. It's not like Donald Trump that we're going to drag this thing. The reason I'm saying that, I don't know whether you guys watched. Early this morning, when I got up from bed, I was watching the Koke FM. I saw a group of armed men on the street, a John security team. And there was nobody, causing them trouble. He had deployed these people all over the country. All over the city. Let me say country, but the city. And now they were all in their vehicles announcing, keep the peace, keep the peace, keep the peace. I don't know why, they were trying to put fear, into the citizens, more especially, the people of UP. So, I begin to pray. Actually, I pray. I was like, God, don't tell me, this old man had reached this far again, they want to rob this thing, and just take it from him like this. I said, these things will not happen. By the way, his speech, let me go back to his speech. There's some good thing he said that the victory, for JMB, it was for the Liberian people. Yes, we all have been saying it. But it's not you to tell us. Just concede and say, well, my people, I look at things the way I see things. I don't care what we do. If we do the math, we can't say so. I already agreed, I already called the former vice president and the other president-elect, you know, to congratulate him. And now something he said I didn't like. He went to call on Weashen and sedition. You don't try to concede and try to ride it on your base. Calling on Weashen sedition that let's go, even though he told them, yeah, we cannot make it, you go home. We will go prepare ourselves, for 2029.
Yep.
You can't say that. I can wrong you, Tommy, or Thomas, or even Ruby. I say I wrong you. But I still want to make a point for you did do to me before. No, Ruby, I'm sorry for what I did. And even so, the next time when we meet, I can be able to express myself to you better. But you can't be, saying another thing on the face. He said he's coming back, and I'm betting he cannot even win. You know, any position, he be a soccer coach, for our country. He can. So yeah, I leave it like that, guys.
Thank you so much,
The
Mr.
captain.
Nama. And yeah, so when you join, maybe we can all mute, then we can get rid of the feedback. I want to welcome Brother Rubin. Rubin
Thank you,
is
Tommy.
yes, thank you, sir. So, and then I want to also welcome Brother Nathaniel, who is also joining us. We will come to Brother Rubin. Before we do that, maybe I will play a little more of the president's speech.
Actually, we Tommy, we listened to that speech, so it's not a problem.
No, Ruby, our audience need to hear it.
Let,
I know.
let,
To be honest with
let's
you, that speech was a waste of time.
yeah, so that's why I'm coming to you in a second.
Oh
So you
my
can tell me
goodness.
how it was a waste
After I
of
was
time.
saying that I gathered from that speech, and
Yeah,
I
but
was
Ruby
happy
is there.
about is that he consented to the results. That's it. That was the only major thing that I gathered from him. But
Mhm.
besides that, every other thing he said, forgive my French, was useless.
Yeah.
The people,
Okay.
the people have spoken.
Yeah, but Ruby is right.
But
Ruby is right.
Yeah.
but please, for the sake of our audience,
For
for
the
the
sake
sake
of
of
Okay.
our
people that
Go
audience,
will
ahead. Go ahead.
for the
The
sake of
other
our
for
audience,
the
I
sake
will
of our
just play.
audience, we have to
Maybe I'll
listen
just
to
play
it.
one more time to the end, and then
Yeah,
we'll talk about it, and then we'll move on because there
yeah,
are better
exactly.
things to talk about tonight
Because there's a lot
than
of
his speech.
things that we need to discuss. We need to
Yeah,
start,
so let's
jumping.
listen to him. Um,
Now more than ever, unity is paramount for the law of Ghana, Liberia. To the members of the Multi Coalition for Democratic Change, fellow partisans, politicians, reactions, or auxiliary, first-time voters, campaign managers, and party leaders, I understand that this is not the outcome we desire. Although we did not emerge victorious, your hard work and support have been the backbone of our campaign. And for that, I am deeply grateful. I urge you to follow my example and accept the result of the elections. Go home tonight with the knowledge that our ideas and vision for Liberia remain strong. We are a young movement and our time will come again. Tomorrow, resume your daily activities in a normal way and come and join me at our party headquarters to reflect on our journey and plan for our return to political leadership in 2029. My fellow Liberians, ladies and gentlemen, tonight the CDC have lost the election, but Liberia has won. This is a time for graciousness in defeat, a time to place our country above party and patriotism above personal interests. I remain your president until the handover of power, and I will continue to work for the good of Liberia. Let us heal the division caused by the campaign and come together as one nation and one united people. May God bless Liberia, and may we continue to strive for a brighter future together. Thank you. May God bless you all.
yes. So that is it. So we say to the president, thank you, and may God bless you. See you never again. So
Man, this
Yeah.
I'll come back to you, Ruben.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. This
your
guy, this guy is a joker, number one. Number two, he has made himself to be the laughing stock of everyone who is how should I call it, who is up there or who has the common sense. Because how can you say you will continue to do good for the best of the nation when you had 6 years that you did not do that good that you are supposed to do? So, but to be honest with you, Tommy, and I know it's late to say this, but I am not surprised with the performance of George Weah and his bunch of people or his government. I'm not. From the onset of this, we were
A
some
little
of
bit
those
disagree.
people.
A little bit disagree, Brother Ruben.
No, no.
I'll come to you. I'll
Let
come to
me
you,
learn. Let me
brother
learn. I'm
Nat,
not
so that
surprised.
you can express yourself.
I'm
So
not
let me finish.
surprised. I'm not surprised because you see, the old people got a prophet that says when the party is going to be hot and good, that you will enjoy it, on the eve of it, you will see it, or the week before, you will see the preparation that will tell you that this party is going to be good. George, we have whole lifestyle all along from day one. He cannot be size a teeny what he achieved on the football, on the soccer scene. On his businesses, he has not done anything solid to say yes, he achieved this. And then we were foolish enough. I will include myself in it because once 2 or 3 persons decided to give it to him, I would say we were foolish enough to take our entire country and put it in his hand and expect him to do better. How can someone who have messed up their own businesses be able to perform with a whole country? How? So we are the one that should be laughed at for the past 6 years. And I am happy that we have come to our senses and realized that, we were sleeping and we were jokers to give it to this big joker to use us like this. And now that he's gone, like I said from that his speech, the only thing good of value I got from it was when he said when he was able to concede that Ambassador Nyuma has won, Ambassador Joseph Nyuma Boakai has won the elections. That was the only thing. Besides that, all the other things phrases or words he was making up, we actions. Where is it? Look in the dictionary. Do you have any word like we actions and seditions? And we all accept to repeat these words? Come on. Why we keep making ourselves to be joked around? Let he and his dictionary words and all his people he has gathered, let them go and sit at a different place. We will stay here. We who will come up will stay here and try and make scene of it. I know that the ambassador, he has a tough task because right now I can tell you, these guys are going to scrape the tiniest kobo that is left. That's what they're doing right now, stealing everything to go. So the tax ahead is now a small one. We got to stand up. If we say we're backing the old man, we got to be there to back him because what is coming is greater than what is going.
Thank you, Brother Rubin. Uh, most Liberian, including myself, feels the same way in a lot of ways. We feel very angry with the way in which the president has managed our country, and so I wouldn't be surprised that you you said everything he said in that speech is meaningless. For I understand that's how frustrated almost 90% of us Liberians are. But I'll go to Brother Nat. He has some disagreement with you, like he said before. So Brother Nat.
Thank you, Brother Tommy. No, and the reason why I said because the president was elected. Yes, UP was there for 12 years, and Liberian people decided they want to change. So once the election went to second round, other position get together and say, you know what, they give me a chance. And they gave me a chance, and other things come into play, COVID come, war in Ukraine. And based on policy, and people that you decide to surround yourself with to implement those policies, they didn't go the way it went. For example, the one thing that I disagree with the outgoing government is we have education, which should be a very good investment in our young people. Why would you be giving university free education when you can educate the primary school, the secondary school, where that's where the foundation is? University, it should be those who want to further their studies, that's great. But you invest in vocational institution where people can learn trade and other things. That should be the key. every child should be able to read and write, and every child should be able to go to school. That's what this government failed. But in terms of what they've done, Liberian people, I always say Liberian people are not stupid. They will give you the chance. And if you don't prove yourself, they won't even waste time you again. They'll kick you from there. And that's what the people did. And I'm happy that the president was graciously accepted the result, and he reached out to JNB and say, congratulations. In as much as I support them and say whatever they want, I'm happy that the country will continue to be stable and our people can go about their day-to-day activity peacefully. And I want to congratulate the outgoing president, because it takes, it's not easy. All your people around you, don't accept it, don't accept it. I said no.
He had no choice, my brother.
No, Ruby, you can't just say that. Go ahead now.
Let him make his point.
Because I can tell you that, for example, Goodluck Jonathan, the same thing happened in Nigeria. When the people were saying, no, you will make sure that you win the election. When they finish talking, from what I get from sources, went in a bedroom and then he called opposition, which was Buhari, and congratulate him, the first president to do that. And again, for what Upon did, I commend him, and I'm happy that we're not going to put the country, in suspense and thinking what's going to happen. So I'm happy. Wish him well. I know he's done. He's not coming back, and we're just going to, start the transition and let JNB come in. Yes, it's going to take a while, because pretty much everything that he did 12 years ago, pretty much turn it upside down. Now you're going to start from scratch. But again, I believe as long as the president surround himself with the right people that have the right skills for those positions, I tell you, man, the sky is the limit. Like, bro, be where you need to be again. I will stop here.
Thank you so much, brother Nat. Like you said, you believe that the president did the right thing, and he stepped up as a defeated president to graciously accept his defeat. I also have a different thought when it comes to that. I believe he did the right thing, and that's the right thing that Liberians expected him to do. But I also believe that there are several people who said these things before, his own inner circle, his old friends, okay, Shesako and other people, and they said it many times that George Weah is going to put his tail between his leg when he's defeated. He's going to step out because he can't stand tension, and that's the right thing he did. Because why jeopardize the life of Liberians when you have failed them? They have expressed it, and the right thing to do is graciously accept your defeat, swallow your pride, wallow in your pain for a few days, and history will remember you. Because the last bit of his legacy it was going to be tainted if he had let one blood to be spilled. Because if the people refuse you in the manner and fashion in which they did in Liberia, there was no need to sit there. He had no choice but to do the honorable thing and step down and accept his defeat. If I were him, I'll do the same day. So it's the right thing he did, and we expect that right thing to have been done. Now, there's a point he raised in his speech, and I'd like to, maybe talk about it. I'll start with Mr. Bumbe. He said over there, CDC has lost and Liberia has won. What do you make of that statement?
Thank you, Tommy. Let me go back to the overall view of the speech, and I will come to the specific statement that cities to concede their defeat. What I would like to say is that for me, my energy right now, and even before the campaign, my energy is to move Liberia forward.
That's good.
Regardless of what would happen, and our goal is, with the reputable candidate that we had, to go and at least rescue this nation. That was number one goal. That has been accomplished. Then secondly, to get this transition going smoothly. I know my co-panelist is saying that, he have no choice and it was rubbish. To be honest, we are grateful and we are blessed. Liberia is blessed. I can give you a typical example with Gambia. Jami. You know, I know eventually he will go. You know how much resources and waste of time that it's going to take if George Weah will say that I'm not going, I'm not taking the seat. It will cost the country a lot. You know the kind of people that are also supporting him. So I would really commend him. And first, God. I would say God really liked Liberia. God loved Liberia. So I'll be very grateful that he taken a stand. As much that this election was really close, they really spent, they put in everything that the country resources. At the same time, for him to come up tonight, before the official pronouncement of the winner by the NEC, to make this speech, to me, I don't know how other people will interpret it, whether he speak rubbish. Everything else that Jawia will say to me, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me to say TDC lost this election, and I'm calling on my, sometimes people used to be saying I thought it was just a propaganda, or we Asians instead of sedition. We Asians. Honestly, I did not really think that the president himself have that feeling. And when I thought it was just provocation, only today that I really tend to believe that George Weah believe that there are reactions.
I see a pattern in George Weah presidency throughout the 6 years that we've known him on the stage, right? There are many times they say something, and before you realize, George Weah himself is saying it. They started a few years ago when they always used to say he's the best president ever in the history of Liberia. He's the best president. Before you realize, George Weah himself was saying he's the best president since 1847.
Anyways, good point.
They come out and say, he has built more roads than any president since 1847. George Weah himself starts to say the same thing. As leader, you should not say everything your followers say.
No.
And move on. We
actually saying exactly what I said initially.
Before you know, the president starts saying we are changed.
What do we expect?
Ruby, your point was it was all rubbish other than saying this and that. To me, it's a rubbish, but it doesn't matter. Let's just not really.
No, don't get me wrong, Thomas. No, when you say that, you're making it sound that I'm not grateful that we reached to this stage. We are grateful that we reached to this stage because this is where we all wanted to be.
Yes.
This is what we have hoped for, right? It is only courteous for a man that has lost a race to admit I have lost a race. But this guy knew he lost his race during the first round. He knew already.
That's beyond us now, Ruby.
So why wasting all this time?
Okay.
That's wasting though.
It's not time wasting, my brother.
Not time wasting. He's still our president until January. So we have to talk about him.
Yes.
Obviously.
That is 2 or 3 weeks that he took away from our president already.
Oh my goodness.
I'm happy you to do something different.
Anyways, you know what? Let's agree with Ruby and let's move on. But you know what?
Let's agree to disagree.
There was no agree with me, Joe. You agree with me, right? The man already took 2 or 3 weeks for our president already.
I agree, but
we have to have that 2 or 3 weeks.
If I had a market one, I would prefer that inauguration be tomorrow. Like,
inauguration.
Let me
conclude my point, and then maybe you
go ahead. I give you 30 more seconds.
Yeah. You struck a point that he said CDC, he called on CDC specifically to admit that CDC lost the election. Again, I will continue to emphasize that I highly commend him as a leader for calling all of his supporters, even though I was going down to Egyptians, Liberians, and the Westians, So anyways, it's good that he mentioned all of them because there are some that are falling all that category.
Wait a second.
Yes.
The president, our former president, he talks about the divide in the country as symbolized by the way in which our people voted.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Now, why is the president dividing his own party?
He
got
Thank you, Tommy.
He got coalition for democratic change. He got and he get
no. Any other things, I would still argue. That's why they call coalition.
Okay.
coalition of everything, including Weashins, and so that's that. They all fall. So he's just trying to identify each of them in a form of.
Oh, so within a party,
yeah,
within a coalition, I know they have the Congress for Democratic Change
mm-hmm.
and other parties that came on to
Correct.
make a
Yes.
coalition. Did they have the Weashan party and others that joined?
It doesn't matter, gentlemen.
It was created by him. The Weashins. I'm surprised they do not. I'm surprised they do not have the Classians, which is his wife's name, and I don't know what.
Anyway, so
this is interesting. We can go on right on this, but let's
I think we should give this a number and then we'll move on to another talking point, guys.
Yes, there was a very, very crucial statement that Brother Nat made from the beginning. He talks about, he said if something will be good. I want to put it to this way. They say when the Christmas will be good, you can know it from the eve.
Yeah.
We see that the incoming president, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai, I'm going to try to put them on the screen whilst the audience see them and we in the back.
Mm-hmm.
The incoming administration, we can see how, the beginning or the ending of this campaign and the kind of work that certain people did. And when I say certain people, I want to bring this group on the screen. Mr. Amara Kone and his team, and not just them, supported by everyone that worked, both on ground in Liberia and us in the diaspora. What does that tell us about the kind of administration that we will see? We can all go around this room to talk about it. What do we expect to see? The Christmas, will it be good based on the eve of that we see? Let me start with Mr. Nama.
Yeah.
Brother Ruby, and I'll go to Brother Nat, and I'll come back to you, Mr. Bumbe.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Well, as you said it, we have a common saying in Liberia. If you want to know that Christmas would be nice, you got to know from the eve, before the Christmas. So that shows that JMB and JKK are bringing, a diverse group of people. We are already divided people by George Weah and his gangs. For 6 years. I mean, in any government, it was never like that. I can go and start naming from ministers to directors. They are all people from the Southeastern, which is very, very wrong and bad for a good governance. You can't do that. You cannot just take everybody, from the Southeast to have major positions in government. Then you are dividing the country. So JMB, people don't even know this old man. They say, oh, he's sleeping there. That man is not sleeping. I can see some people that are coming on board. Our Washington Spoon, the former minister of Jimama, what they call it, was saying, before anybody vie for any public office, you got to declare your access. Whether you got one Zinho in Liberia, whether you building house, what you doing out here. If you want government a job in Liberia, then people have to know your bank account. They have to know everything about you. Some of us, we are in this that because we just want to help Liberia to move forward. So, what the video you just put up, to answer your question is that this government is not all for joke. People all walks of life. Even our own brothers and sisters, on the other side, I'm talking about, the Weashans, and the seditions, they will all be welcome. If you're qualified, you'll be welcome. But we're not just going to sit down and just say, oh, okay, this time for unity, and we just open the gate for everybody to run. No, we will scrutinize everybody. Yeah, so that's what I see in this thing. And so what Ruben was saying, let me just make a point to that. Ruben, is right. And I will tell you, I think there was a piece of call that they signed, all parties. I don't know how they call it a call. I don't know, you guys remember their call.
Family time call.
Family time call. Look, we don't have to sit there and, we are doing the right thing. Yeah, he had to do the right thing. Ruben is damn right. Look, he's had to do it. We can go and say, oh, you're going to call. No, he couldn't do nothing. He knew because the two former Nigerian presidents were in Liberia, Goodluck Jonathan and Obasanjo. You know that Obasanjo came to power before by the guns, and he served for almost 5 years before he turned it over. And he went back as a surveillant. He won 2 terms. So we got to look at all these things. They were there. They told him, he said, look, your man, we're not here for that. You did not do it. The mouth is there. The people have spoken. Leave this thing. Concede. He did not want to concede. Let me tell you. This is why he put, he deployed, the joint security, into the streets of Monrovia to scare people. So yeah, I rest my case.
Joe, to add on to what you said, that strategy was not to scare people; it was to make people to incite them.
Brother Ruby, I have a video on the security. We'll come to that in a second here.
Okay.
But I want to speak to me on the question before of the incoming administration and how
Very well.
them based on the demonstration of their duties during the runoff.
One thing I can say to you that I respect about the UP party right now, that that I see, that I think makes this Christmas Eve exciting, and knowing that the Christmas will be good, is that the fact that it is the people themselves who bring in a small thing for the potluck. If you understand what I mean, it was the grassroots people themselves. We ourselves put our little small change them together. That when we say we having a Christmas party, it was not the old man. They won't brought his own money and say, "My children, y'all can't have party." No, no, no. We ourselves, Papa, say, Papa, we the one coming have the party here to your house. We bring our small change. Joe brought his goat. Thomas brought a pot. I bring a cold spoon. Everybody brings something and we put them together to cook the food here. So we know that the food, when we cook it, will be interesting. It will be enjoyable for every one of us. That's one. Number two, I like the fact of transparency. I believe in transparency. And Tommy, you and I know, Thomas, everyone on this panel here, not, every now and then, what is the main thing, statement that is always going around? There's one statement that is always going around among everyone. Transparency, transparency. Let people know. And I love that. So that was some of the things that really put me on board. Let's display it. The $50 we get, we show it. If John get $10, we show it. Mary get $15, we show it. We're not hiding anything. So that tells you if the leader himself can encourage transparency at this early stage when he was not even anything, and not his money, that's somebody's money, he praying for transparency. Then imagine when he over the coffers now, what he will expect from everybody. So I can tell you that if there anything that goes wrong in the government, one thing I know I am confident that will be in this government is transparency. And as long as there is transparency, the people of Liberia will benefit. The people of Liberia will be happy.
Thank you so much, Brother Rubin. Brother Nat, same question.
Yeah, Brother Tommy. No, I agree. I agree with the previous panelists and what they say. And just to take it from where my brother stopped, I believe in, like you said, transparency, and also this government going to have checks and balances. For me, what I see is the fact that GMB already set the bar of his expectation in terms of, for example, getting different people to come together and work together, regardless of your affiliation. But the expectation is the incoming administration should be decentralized, and that means don't be like the predecessor where you have so many people, or at least executive from the Southeast, for example. Let's have a representation. This is a grassroots movement, and they should continue to govern the country as expected from the people. Don't get there and then, now the people can see you again. Let's continue that relationship with the people, just as we say it is a rescue train, want to rescue our country. So let's have people from every corner of Liberia to be reflective of the incoming administration, because then it set the message that we are here to represent our people. It doesn't matter which part of where you're at, you're going to have a voice around the table. And we just got to continue with our checks and balances and transparency, and this government will be successful coming in. I will stop there.
Thank you, Bernard. Mr. Bumba, same question.
Thank you, Tommy. I think it's one of the easiest question for me on this the rescue mission. And I know a lot of my oppositions and previous opposition. I don't have opposition right now, anyways. Just to be clear. Sometimes when they gathering, the same question will be asked: what can you show? What that's the indicator. I'll quote somebody word the other day. He said, "What indicators can you show me that if Ambassador Boakai become a president, it's going to be different from John Joya?" Because a lot of the other people just think that it's not going to make no difference. It's seen people, they were there 12 years, it's people coming back. But to come back to your questions, to show that this is going to be, a government that will be moving our country forward in terms of credibility, in terms of transparency. To add up, I don't want to repeat the same thing that my other panelists already said. To add up some evidence, some indicators that we can see that this government is going to be another great government for our country is when Ambassador Boakai decided to take on this journey. We know the 2017 election, he has support. He went around. We saw they donated how many pickup. We saw he displayed them from some of the foreign donors, who have vision that when you get there, they were this and that. There were some money coming in back then, even though he didn't get money from the government that he served for 12 years. But again, he had friends around the world that were giving money. This time around, he made it clear, like Ruben said, that I'm going to the grassroots. Liberian people themselves are going to fund my campaign. And you know what? Interesting what he did after that statement, he put a system in place to show that when I win, it's going to be a great system in place. He completely distanced himself from all the money that was coming in. Gentlemen, this is the first time in our history for any presidential candidate to take that stand. He himself was not controlling. He was not telling people, okay, the money they raise on spoon, the money the Canadian people saying you all send it there, you all give it to the other person, you all send it for advertisement. No, he was not in charge of that at all. He formed a team of finance committee headed by John Molo. At the end of the day, every donation that was going, John Molo was monitoring that. The disbursement, even his own convoy, he didn't have decision over it. And that's what they call system. Even his security was budget how come from John Molo, not himself. As we know, the other candidates that were running for the phone, they can decide. Okay, you know what? They counted, send the other money there. They counted, send it over there. But he was not in charge of that. Shows that if he take over the government, it's going to tell you that this is what needs to be. The whole system should be decentralized from the beginning before you even become president. And that shows that you're going to do a good job. Because if you have just started with all his group, with all his previous friends, good friends that are coming from overseas and this and that, or maybe your foreign donors, or even those that are coming from overseas, diaspora, Liberian that were supporting him, put them all in charge from the beginning. But no. So to answer your question to me, we can see that by him taking those stands to distance himself from financing the way money good, easy, it hard to find, but to spend it, forget it, easy. So he distanced himself from that from the get-go. Even if he doesn't have anything to eat, let the money go for the purpose intended. So those are indicators, and there are many others. Again, when it comes to selection, you can see the vetting process. You can see whoever before he call you, he will let you know that you should be coming with your willing mind to serve. No guarantee, and up to now, nobody will tell you that this is the type of job. Everyone was amazed to give you this story. I listened to is that John Baru, former ambassador to Liberia, John Baru from Maryland. The guy was on the phone the other day. He was saying that at the end of the day, I'm doing this. I'm not going to go to Mr. Boakai. I'm not going to go to JMB for job. I'm saying it publicly today. If JMB will ever receive my resume for job, then don't bring it up. This is social media and say it. If he see wherever I'm fit, he call on me, I will go and serve. But what I'm doing right now is for Liberian people. And I don't even thinking about, because they asked him specifically, Mr. Bado, would you like to work in the government? He told them plain, if I'm fit, if the leader, if JMB see that I'm fit in this category, call me, I will come and serve my country. But I'm not doing this with any expectation. And the ambassador make that clear. Whoever jump in tomorrow, some people will be crying. Let's be honest, some people will be crying because some people may have that intent. Okay, raising the money, I was in charge of this, doing this, I was on the ground, I spent my money, I didn't get no job. It's upfront, no guarantee. You're doing this for Liberian people. So let's be clear about that. That's a clear indication that if you have breaking your bank and did everything and thinking that GMB is going to come pay you, even though you're not competent, you're not qualified, you will have, ulterior motive to go and steal from the Liberian people, forget it. GMB already made it clear before the campaign. So those are indicators that we should look forward to. You are muted.
I didn't know I was muted. I was trying to stop Mr. Boomer a long time ago, but
oh, is that right?
I didn't know my voice wasn't getting through. So he had a free ride. Anyway, so yes, just to add my 2 cents to it. I can see that, the kind of activities that you all have outlined gave us the assurance that the administration that is coming is going to do much different or things much differently than what we've seen in the last 6 years. Typical example is how Mr. Amara Kone and his team have paved the way for the election commission to see what is possible. They can be now assured that technology can be used, that we will come to a point, maybe before the next election, that election can be held today, and by the end of the day, tomorrow, we know the winner of the election, if they want to be free and fair. And that is something that I am sure AMB-led government, they have shown it to us today that it is possible.
Yep.
Because on the night of election, Mr. Amara Kone and his team were able to produce 86% of the result on the night of the election.
Yeah, and NEC came out with the same result 3 days later.
Result, a few days later. So they have shown to us that this is possible. So we will hold their feet to the fire that what you show us, and that we saw that it is possible. We want to see it at the next election.
Yeah.
So that by the time we get to the next election, we can have it today. They say, by tomorrow, 99.9% of the result will be in, and based on that, we will tell you who the winner is of the election. So that Liberia can get to a point that maybe in the next 2 election cycle, we can be like what Canada can do. By the time they reach to us in the East here, before our poll close, we already know who our Prime Minister is in Ottawa.
Before you get home from work.
Yes. Before you get home from work, they already know. Sometimes people are in the West here standing in queue when they already finish calling.
Because of time difference.
Time difference, your vote, even though we appreciate it, but it really doesn't matter. That's what they say at that point.
Yeah.
Like the same way they say some quarantine boxes in Nima and in Grand Cru, they will not matter, right?
Yeah.
Because we already know that your vote cannot change the result. We want to get to that stage. And this administration, this incoming administration has shown us, even when they are not in power, they have shown us that it is possible. I'm an IT professional, and I know that that is possible. We can make it happen, and they've proven that. That's a case study that it is possible in Liberia. Even though we say we don't have good internet, we don't have roads, and which, of course, by the way, I expect Mr. Boakai to be able to connect those roads in his first 100 days. The bad areas have to be fixed so that people can move from Monrovia and go and enter Sino the same day. It is possible. Anything is possible. So we see the eve of the Christmas. It is, in the lack of better words, damn fantastic. So we know that the Christmas day will be good. Having said that, I want to go back to the story that we that Mr. Rubin Tucker was bringing up earlier, that has to do with the army that were placed in the street earlier today, this morning. We can all have different connotation of it. We can all spin it differently. We can all think about it differently. But I have a different perspective of what that army was in the street there this morning. I'm going to go around the room. Let's try to maybe make it in 1 minute because I think it's getting late, in the East and also here. But let's make it 1 minute each. We can start with Mr. Nama if he's ready after the video. Tell me what you make of this army police presence in the street this morning. Let's take a look at it first. And sadly, there's no sound on this video. I think it was just a short video that was less than a minute or two. Okay, but you can see the heavy presence of police, and we all saw those videos this morning. What do you make of it?
Thank you. Well,
behind it.
Well, my takeaway is fear. You don't impose or restore fear into the citizens, because there was nobody trying to commit any violence or what in trying to incite any violence. I mean, so why bring up soldiers and people in armor gear and other stuff? If you do that, some people panic and can get in different mood because they will feel, because we're in the lead, so the government trying to bring out these people to make us and people are making other comments on the knee. Even I myself, I was confused because I had no there was no reason for that. So it just imposed fear into the citizen I was just waiting to celebrate their leader. That's all. I rest my case.
Thank you, Ruby.
Yeah, so I tend to agree on some of the lines in which Joe just said it was to instill fear in the citizens, which wasn't necessary at all. But then also I see it also as a means of provocation. They were trying to provoke some people to come out and do things they were not supposed to do, and then they would turn it around and say, "Hey, because of this reason, we have to impose martial law. We have to do this or we have to do that." So it was a way of getting people from the opposition side to strike back or to create chaos. But you know what? God being good, God said, no, it will not happen, oh man. You will pack your bag and you will go home.
Thank you, Brother Ruby. I used to like that song in Sunday school. Say, pack your thing and go. Say, don't pack your thing and go. Pack your thing and go. I don't know who said that song in kindergarten here, but I did.
I was saying about the kindergarten, the two of you.
Yeah, Brother Nat.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with Brother Joe and Brother Ruben. I agree, definitely, because I mean, we know in Africa what that kind of what that kind of signifies. When tension is so high, and next thing you see police on the street in riot gear, the military, we're trying to hijack the election and then instill fear in the population. So I think yes, it was a provocation to send a message, just to turn the country into kind of get some kind of a chaos. Then the government will step in and say, well, we're trying to get under control, even though they have different ulterior motives. So, I mean, but when God is on your side, I mean, it doesn't matter what somebody do, he will never prevail. So everything worked out well, and we're just grateful that we at this point, happy ending. So
happy ending. Awesome. Yeah. Mr. Bumbe, your take on it.
Well, I think I will take different route from my from the point of my colleagues on here. Like this morning, this is typical story. I have to console at least 2 or 3 persons from that same video because it was very early and it happened. I think it was just about half an hour or an hour before the presentation, before the announcement. So it went all over, and people were just calling me, Thomas, what is happening? We see that, and there are a lot of stories already were built around it. People were saying that they're trying to protect, the government, and they're going to pronounce George Weah just like that. They're going to give him that presidency. So the police, are coming in the street for any opposition that will come on them. What this guy? We don't trust them whatsoever. Then I have to trace it around and say, you know what? I want you to look at it from a different perspective. The angle that I'm seeing it is that they're going to make the announcement. They're going to announce our ambassador as a winner. And guess what? Some of the same government supporters may not agree with that, or they may want to cause chaos. So for me, and looking at the trend, looking at the ways issues happening like Europe or Africa in general, I think it was necessary. We can see that when crucial decision is about to happen in the country, I think it will be necessary to put plan in place. I think that happened around the world, even here. When there's a specific incident, for example, if the government figure out that a lot of, certain things going to be happening, or they suspect certain thing going on, they just want to warn. They want the citizen, even if they don't put in the street. They advise the citizen. So for me, I didn't think that it was fear tactics, but it was just a matter of restoring order in case. So let's say, you know what, this is how we're looking at it. The way the NEC have announced the result, clearly that Ambassador Joseph Boakai, is a winner. Just in case there were any hooligans from anywhere that could have jumped in the street, if the police, if the government don't have that in place already, at the end of the day, by the time they take them to start coming from one place to the other, just in 10, 15 minutes, and everything was just around the NEC, around Election Commission building area. That was the focus point. So it's good to put, to me, the way, and that's the angle, it's good to put, check and balance in place when it comes to security matters, when things, it was at stake. So, I actually commend the government for doing that. I didn't see that as a threat. I didn't see that as a fear tactics. But I think those are things that happen when the protest stage and other things, Election Commission. And this guy, for me, my fear was that if they have not put the plan in place, it could be possible some of the same or hooligans could have just stormed the NEC building, disturb the result that they were going to announce, because some of them already knew that they were going to announce Joseph Boakai. This guy would have stormed the whole place in few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, the whole thing, everybody chakla, how we call it, like team. Everything chakla. Before you bring everything back, guess what? It become a long process. A week, West Kid, they're going to say, let's go for another election. What will you say?
No, but Thomas,
Yeah.
to point. Tommy, if I may, please, I beg you, I won't stay long.
Yeah, I'll give you a 30 seconds because I have to make my point on that too.
So
then we can move on.
Regardless of the fact, I agree that the government should put things in place in case of such emergency. But you don't have to show the full force. Joe, correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
Ruben, when you're showing force,
there's no way you're going to smoke
warning people.
You're going to smoke security to get there. No.
When you see the United States government coming up with all the war tanks and everything, they're trying to say, "Hey, we're just showing you a sample of what we have you."
I agree.
Putting everything for.
Because why bringing it? Why you bringing
it? Wasn't necessary.
What no riot?
I agree with Ruben. Look, you should have just deployed the people around neck.
Thank you.
That's all you should have done, not all in the streets.
So
no, but actually, Mr. Nama, it was mostly around.
No. Just deploy few soldiers, armed men. Just been few armed men standing there. That's it. Now, but you don't put people, with military gear on all over the place, man.
It's everybody's view. I think I would take that, but that was my personal thought, and that's how I managed to console some people the money. I'm being very honest. People that was calling, that was my message to them.
And let me just come in there, Tommy, just before you come in, I beg you. Look, Thomas, I heard the same thing later on. My man told me, he said, look, Joe, no. Maybe they're doing the thing to protect, the UP or the announcement too, because maybe when they give that announcement, that they don't want, an exhibition or reactions to come in the street to come and attack.
Like that, reaction.
So this is it, right? I think I share Thomas' view on this one, and that was exactly the kind of argument I made to my family here earlier this morning, because when at first the video surfaced, when we woke up, it was everywhere, right? And then everyone was panicking, and my significant other and my mom, they were like, what thing did people want to do to us? What kind of thing did people they on? So I told them, I said, well, let's look at it this way. The people that are over there, they are not just on Broad Street, or they are not just everywhere in Sincor, and so they are in a specific place around the National Elections Commission. Heavy presence of police over there and armed. Let's look at it. Mr. Boombe said, the seditions also and the reactions, they also knew or they have had inside that they can't make it, and they want by all means to make it. Let me give you an example. Jefferson Koji during the campaign time, he threatened the justice minister, he threatened Samuel Wulu, and threatened so many people of being part of UP or giving information to UP, and if they are not been Molu stepping in, they are going to move on them. Now, if you know that these people have this tendency to cause chaos, it may not even have been George Weah to order people to get in the street. I believe the justice minister should take actions, put joint security in the street to serve as protection for Deviata Brown herself. Because they wanted this, looking at it. I'm going to play you a clip here of seditions crying to say, they think it been for the 9.something%, they be over at 50. Why you can just add it all to get there? You think seditions has co-reaction, they have the mindset to say, let's move on Deviata and force her when we see her in number, should be forced to change the result? It could be possible. They may have had intel that these people want to storm this place. They had intel that these people want to move to the court this morning to put an injunction on the result being announced. All of that came out. So I believe the wisest thing that the government, they didn't do anything sound in their whole 6 years. They want, I think that's something they did. Even though now we can say in hindsight, it works in our favor. Maybe if those people had done something malicious too, we would not be saying what we say today. But yes, you can make that argument. But I think this one, they probably got it right. That's my view on that. I'm going to play some of the clips from what our fellow reactions were saying today.
For sacrifice, but in that, what is short now? Can about shame and tear script. And I ought to move in my root to get some people where I want to do where I want to do your cars. Oh, your cars are interesting for you from office. Well, the first thing is how wow, with the people sit down and like they cannot seem to be happy in their own region. Not to say that the margin is one. If to say the people leading on one margin, if only at least 40%, I will have no hope on it. But every day will be to 49%, 49%. The people were to 50. What is this thing from 49 to 50? The people keep sitting that and there is nothing is being done about it. The thing I read 100% total, but what in the 99%. 99%. 99%. See, this is still to 49. People wait in 50.11. What's it again for us to do now? What's it for follow? We're gonna people. You know, they will get a country to the people. As small labor will be finished for the effort. The country will get hard. Things will be difficult for everybody. I know they put not get sense. They don't understand what's going on in the country. They won't put the country in stupid people in here. We still got hope. I don't know what that one person, and any recruit one person, what he will do for if he can change no more. What he will do for us? Oh God,
Tiens, les poires tomato, piti, les poires ça tomato, piti, pataye, les poires tomato, allez, moi, pays, ma communauté hier. Wow, president tuyo. Wow, president tuyo. Aya mama nako hivi. Aya mama nako hivi. Kwa aya mama nako hivi. Aya mama nako hivi kwa le tita wakwa. Aya mama nako hivi. Kwa kwa Kuida happy birthday. Kuida happy birthday.
And making people ashamed when
So you see, that kind of thing. You think if
Tommy, I saw the girlfriend and crying.
so the girlfriend, but if the person girlfriend crying, then you know the attention they will put behind them to go do the inevitable.
But now I'm telling you now, I saw them crying. No matter what she's talking, all the Baba thing are not doing the community yet. Why should you be doing Baba thing in your community and you know that way you live?
I know.
Because she has bullied people in the community, she has said nasty things to them, and now she don't have the face to come outside and face reality. So it was tough for her.
Yeah.
They're gonna be retribution, which I don't see.
Yeah. And if they say all our effort, what particular effort you think they had done? Are those some of the people that were stuffing ballots? Are those some of the people that were registering people and buying?
But I said that's what I mean. All the Baba thing we have done. Those are the people that were stuffing ballots. Those are the people that were paying people to take their cards from there and go give it to other people to go vote. Those are the evil people. So it catch up with them.
And that's true. I mean, where in the world you don't have strategy, to win election besides cheating? I don't understand this edition. No strategy they had. The only strategy they had was to stuff ballot. That's all they were thinking.
And cheat. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, what is that? Who does that? You go to work every morning. You get a Thomas. They pay you, so you're not going to save money. Yeah. But you depend on what? On the corruption to steal money every day.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that?
Yeah, let me come in, gentlemen. Here's my take on this video Tommy just put up, and to all the Weations and seditions. The lesson learned from this is a clear indication that when you are given a task, perform your task. Even though some people didn't get it, but it's a clear indication from now on. Including the representatives and senators that have been given an opportunity, including those that will be.
Including the UP right now.
Of course, we're talking about our own.
Yes.
It's a lesson learned. Because these people they're talking for granted. But we are himself, he felt like, oh, my people like me, no matter what I do. And for some reason, they actually lied to him, they fooled him, honestly. Because they gave him all the assurance, go ahead, do us whatever. All you are for the people. I don't know how they go. Baku is strong and all kinds of
strong.
Yeah. What sense it makes? You have the opportunity. And until last minute, some people are still fighting. But for me, I will use it for a good cause. I would think that everybody should put it in their mind these days. The same thing that we're getting in the West is coming in our country. It's coming to Liberia. If you are giving the tax, be prepared to work. If you're not ready, if you're just going to be sleeping and thinking that you'll be broke forever, now they give you opportunity. You're going to be taking all sort of government money. They give you make $2-3 million budget to go up country and support the healthcare workers and pay people. The next day you go and tell them that the government not get the money. I don't care, a check here. And so at the end of the day, you come back and get a minister half of that money. Then the people that are supposed to be getting the money don't get it, and you think you're going to stay there. At the end of the day, 2-3 days you should be out of there.
They were supposed to.
That's what happened. They had all the insurance. You know what? Forget it. Oh, we build roads. Oh, this and that. How people like brown people. I mean, at the end of the day, they get it for 2 years, and let's say or 2 terms. Obviously, like one or the other guy always pass around. The brown people are good at giving people second chance. They whatever they made mistake for the first time. Now it's their time. They're going to let them go. It's a lesson learned. I would tell anybody that it's a lesson learned that the citizens couldn't believe it. Other people around the world couldn't believe it. The African leader will serve for only one term, unwillingly. and contested to go, besides those that are willingly decide to step aside, but to only serve one term and not go for the second term as an African leader, forget it. People know about my colleagues, my Nigerian colleagues in the office up to today. They don't still believe it. That going against the president to say that he contesting and the opposition are winning him and he's going to accept it. They said they did all of that in their country. I said no, Lebra going to set Lebra always good at setting record. Just remember that.
Yeah, but Lebra good at setting record and
good at setting record.
You know,
I can tell everybody should be proud of the process that have yet happened. You can imagine what others are saying. All of my officers are our 4, 5, 6.
It looks like I have someone in the back here.
You know,
Gizi is in the back here. Sorry, Gizi, I just seen you. I don't know how long you've been there, but Gizi, thanks for joining us. We're gonna come back to you in a second here. We appreciate you being here also. But let me put it this way.
So to conclude my point, Tommy, is the lesson learned that if you are given a task to perform, be ready. If you cannot do it, put your hand up and say, you know what, they want you to have the meal. Just put me somewhere down there.
Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. Well said.
Absolutely, Thomas. And again, these people speaking their mind in frustration is just a sample of what is happening across Liberia right now. For those who had the opportunity in the last 6 years and thought, you know, it was going to be eternity. They thought that was lifetime opportunity they have got. I hear the young lady there talking about Liberia going to be high for everybody. So you didn't know that it was hard for some people, that today you think it will be hard for everybody? It has been hard for everybody but a few of you. Let me tell you a story. One of my brothers, you know, not biological, but he's a brother. We've been through the trenches before. He worked in the security apparatus before and used to be a ranking member of one of the security apparatus. He had his own house, he had his own car, and everything was working great for him. When these people took over, he was relegated on some fake allegations against him, and they make things very difficult for him. Cut down his salary. He was not even getting the bottom one that was left. And because of that, they broke his home. His wife, that they got 3 children, got a job to Jamaica Resort.
Thank you.
And left him because he could not provide for them.
Thank you.
My brother became a broken man. He had to leave the house he built because he wanted his children to be in a safe spot. And they couldn't get along in the house. He left. The rest is history. I won't say how he lived in Australia. He and myself know how he survived. Today, I spoke to my brother. We're talking on this victory, and then that's how he started to narrate the rest of the story. He said, brother, today, woman called him to say, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Oh. These people did not even put us on government payroll. Not only they've been paying off from their pocket all the year we've been working. Now, what am I going to do? And start to cry today. So, like this person that was crying. So these people saw these opportunities. It fell on their laps. They didn't even know how to deal with it. They had no skills to deal with jobs that were before them. And now, here we are. We got one thing to tell them. Don't be afraid. Liberia is going to be better for everybody, not for a few. Not because when your party was in there, it was when you're not sedition, like Eugene Nangbe said the other day, they take office. If you're not sedition, you will not get a job. Only get a job. Forgetting to know that over 50% of the country are not sedition.
Yes.
Not because you won by coalition in 2017, you think only seditions. If you look at the whole group of people, say only sedition or when your government, you think you're getting vote. He must say he know. He may not know me personally today because he think, let's leave that one for next time. But one day I will face him and he will think that the ghost has reappeared.
That's right.
His time has come and passed. He doesn't know. He's been with all the regimes since Charles Taylor. He's been jumping from one ship to another.
Oh yeah.
Because of him, certain people are buried today. But that one is for another day. Thank God they have been exposed. They've said things with their mouth that shows the Liberian people they don't mean well for any of us.
The good that a man does lives after him, my friend.
Yes. Yes. The good a man does live after him. But the evil are tied to their bones and buried. And the evil also live after him too.
Oh yeah. That's what it means.
Brother Gizi, I want to welcome you to the show. We've been talking about cross-section of things tonight. Just tell us your overall feeling about tonight's the victory in Liberia for Unity Party and for Liberia at large. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. Can you guys hear me?
Absolutely. Yeah. Loud and clear.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invite and for setting up this this stage for us to kind of have this kind of a discussion and just kind of have. I think it's a flash for every one of us. If we look beyond to where the country was and where it is now, for us to come to this point in time, I'm very much excited. I don't even know how to express my excitement because I always told most of my brother in Liberia that whatever decision you guys make in Liberia, it does not affect you guys alone. It affects us. When Judge Weah was in a picture, some of us saw it and we were against it. And the reason why we were against him being a ruler of Liberia. How can a man come into politics? He tried the first time, he did not succeed. They asked him to become a senator. He took a senatorial position. He did nothing. He showed nothing for it. Yes, still people went ahead and voted for him. And at the end of the day, those that voted for him, they were not the only person that suffered his wrath. We all suffer it. The burden came down on us. So
wait. Those that voted for him, and let's hear from them again. That one and then there. So go ahead.
Yes.
Gizi know that again.
That's true.
I don't Gizi know.
Forget about that. So to me, it's very emotional. It's an emotional time for me as a young man. Looking back from where I come from and as to how those are needed to build a foundation for me, but instead of them building that foundation for me, they destroy and they continue destroying that foundation for me. Now it's not just it did not just stop with me, but it went down to my younger brother and down to my children. So we want a better Liberia. We are grateful to be abroad and with the opportunity that we have, but we have seen enough. We want to return back home. There's nowhere like home. We don't want to return back home and be insecure. We want to return back home and be secure. And from what we've been able to acquire in this country, it is enough to empower the country. So our victory and the overall, I'm very excited to roll this train, and we came to the end of it, and with victory and remove. Yeah.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome our Iron Lady, Sister Jalaquina. She's just joining us. I believe it might be very late to where she is, so probably she may not be on video. But Man Jalaquina, Welcome to the show.
Thank you so very much. Thank you to everyone. It's great to see everyone on and keeping the energy and the celebration and the momentum alive. My voice is not the greatest from all the celebration. I lost my voice partially, but I had to come on tonight. It's almost 12 midnight here. However, it's not that late for me actually. But it's just a lot of calls, and as you all know, today is a historic moment in each and every one of our lives for our country, Liberia. And it's just so surreal and been a very emotional day of jubilation, of relief, and it's almost it's like we started this journey that seemed to be a very long time ago, and I just want to say thank you to all of our Liberians across the world, the one in Liberia who fought and to the very end, and thank you for just being the most wonderful, inspiring and encouraging team ever. We are also determined. We came and we've crossed paths on this journey, and we remain focused on the one common denominator, which is Liberia for all of us. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Iron Lady, and we want to say we appreciate everything you do. You mentioned, the kind of victory, and it is for us, and it's for our people in Liberia. I like to bring some footage from our people in Liberia today, and the celebrations we see over there. And we'll go around the room, but then we'll start with you on, what you make up of the kind of euphoria we find back home today. Here you go.
My first Spoon TV coming to you live at the Rescue Center. My name is G. KPC. I bring you live coverage.
Yes, indeed. So, I let it take us through. This is the kind of scene that you see all across Liberia from the rescue center tonight. That was a snapshot from there. Speak to us.
Tommy, I actually saw that footage today, and I just was bawling emotionally, just so happy to feel the joy, that the relief, that is a sign of hope again, in our people, the sign of freedom, because it has come to the point where people were experiencing not being free in their own country, being spectators. And even if you spoke up on things, certain people, as we have heard and it has been evidenced, they did not have that opportunity. That was hope being coming alive, and they fought for it. The beauty about it all is that the Liberian people themselves, they did not wait for some international intervention, as is often expected, or for someone to extend a hand. But they themselves, each and every person, doing all the different times with the various campaign. The United Party did not come in with 50 million. No, they most of everybody there today funded their own T-shirts, funded their own rescue mission T-shirt, funded everything. They put their sweat and everything into it, a hope into this fight, into the battle of taking our country for on life support. So that is that footage right there is Liberia being removed from on life support.
Thank you so much, Sister Aquina. Yeah, so guys, we will try to wrap this thing up so that we can be out of here by the at the top of the hour. But let's take turns and speak to what we see generally, the kind of excitement that we find in our country today. You can capture it in respect to what our people, how they are yearning for change, how they are yearning for better government, how they are frustrated with the current one. You can bundle it into all, and we make that single round, and then we have our closing comments for the night. So let's start. Let's go to Mr. Akwe. Gizi. Okay, I think
you are muted.
Gizi, on mute. Yes, go ahead.
I mean,
your internet is, your line is breaking.
Yeah,
my line's breaking.
Yeah, but we can hear you now, so go ahead.
Yeah, just from a take from that video, and while following the commentary of the election, I mean, this is a relief to our people in the country. As a relief, as a joy, and for them to have waited this long and be able to and get to this point, is the system, is the person that they've chosen. They believe in that person. They know that bringing him on board as a freedom to every Liberian. They did not go voting based on because I know him, because he's my uncle, because he's my dad, but they went voting because they wanted change for Liberia, and that's why we all gathered together to support. We did not go on the field to vote, but the little how do I put it? Just to hear that even those of us that are in the diaspora are in support of the journey. It empower our people to do more than they would have done. If it was not that these guys, as much as they were ready to just frustrate our people, and to see the very end, and young girls, even the older ones, just in the street and jubilating, is a relief that we were able to support this movement and take this where we were like, I guess that Liberia was on life support. We are off of that life support.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Barako. Yes, we were on life support, and now we have a breathing line. Brother Nat, your take on that?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, definitely. Seeing those people that jubilate. I can see myself with them in spirit, but it just signifies to me a new beginning, new dawn. There is that new, that fresh air, fresh atmosphere. It's almost like people believe there is hope again. You know what? And this is not just any change, but this is a change by the grassroots government of people, for the people, and by the people. They are very excited to see what the tomorrow holds and what tomorrow going to bring. And so just seeing that atmosphere. One thing I always say about people is people are always passionate, even though you don't even know where you're gonna get food the next day, but you see people are always happy and cherish that moment. And it just shows that every people are always hopeful that there are better days tomorrow, even if it's not for me, but at least there's hope for my children. And definitely this government gonna come in and they're gonna do their best to turn things around for the betterment of the nation, for the entire revelation. So that's what I see. I see hope and I see nation on it rising.
Thank you, Brother Nat. I think we had a little bit of a technical difficulty at the end there, but I see that you said, there is hope that there is a new day or it's a new dawn.
Yes.
Brother Ruben, your take on that?
Well, this day reminds me of another important day that happens in not Liberia history, but in the history of the world, and that was when Barack Obama won the first term. The joy that we saw on people of minority is the same joy that we are seeing on the people that were not classified as seditious or whatever shins. It's that joy that we see, and that means, like Nat said, that hope. Even if we don't have it right now, we know that there is hope that tomorrow will be better. There is a roadmap. The Omen has already said that one of his cornerstone is transparency. So we know with transparency, there has to be accountability and a roadmap to somewhere. We know it's going to be tough. We know study is going to be tough, but we know we're going to get there. So I'm really, really excited like today, and I'm happy that we can finally say yes, Liberia is headed in a positive direction.
Thank you so much, Brother Ruby. Mr. Nama.
Yeah, before I give my takeaway, I just want to share a very short story with you guys, and how I've been taking the thing very personal with friends and family, even my own mother. We'll start with my mother. On the eve of the elections, my niece told me, oh, the Oma said she's not going to vote because, she been voting plenty time. So she's not voting. I said, for real? I said, okay. That got to me. I said, tell her right now, the $200 I gave her every month, I suspended it 2 months ago because she did something wrong. Tell her, no more money. If she don't get her to go vote tomorrow morning, that's the end. He said, let me get her because I'm by crazy. So she will refer me to being as crazy. That's how I was taking this in, because you guys know, Thomas know what I had done, what I did for myself. I have made certain sacrifice. The lady that was talking there crying, she's not only sedition. I was crying here too. So how are I going to appear? Thomas, I think I told the panel here, my level of risk I was taking, both sides, and financially, and and my whole relationship. Morally, everything. So to see those people, look, the victory is not for you and myself. We were not in Liberia, as my brother Gizi said. Anyway, Gizi is my first cousin. You guys who don't know, maybe Thomas, I think you know about it.
Yeah, so, I know.
Yeah, but anyway, so this is how the people of Liberia have won. Look, you look at Boakai. And I said this before. I knew this old man was a little boy going into a LPMC yard at the time they were in the Freeport. Anybody that knows that story, even accent, they were all going in from the Freeport. That's where they had their office back in the 80s. So the people have stood up. If they were like, I think it was Tommy that was saying it. The people went to deliver, the ballot boxes. The people say, oh, no, you're not stopping it here. The boxes are empty. We just bring it for tomorrow election. The people said, no. This is how our people stood up. They were vigilant. They were style. Enough is enough. We have seen a clown that we made mistake, Ruben said in the first place. I always ask myself, what were the Liberian people thinking? We let them make history. A soccer player who is not even an 8th grade student. Yeah? Because of his popularity. You all went and take this man and look what he cost. So the people made a mistake. They came back and said, you know what? Our father was sorry. The same people that said JMB was sleeping. 2 years, he do nothing. He was just sleeping. Even we have made fun. He said, "Oh, the reason why they didn't see me, answer question because he was always sleeping." No, we will be the one to help JMB. The work is not over. We shouldn't just say, "Oh, because everything is damaged, everything is gone." If everything has gone down the drain, we have to make sure we make sure the drain is not clogged. We got to put in all kinds of system, So the work is not finished for us. We have to make sure that this man succeed. Yep. Because if he don't succeed, we are failures here.
Yes, that's true.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Nama. I'll go to Mr. Bombe.
Well, Toby, as you play the footage of what is happening today in Liberia and across the world among Liberians, I can see that I was looking at the face of that young man, the young lady, and that Oma tonight. Like Iron Lady said, Jarakuna, I myself, you can hear my voice, meaning that, of course, this is not my normal voice. I have been a very hectic couple of days. Of course, it's for a cause. And that cause is what I can see tonight. I mean, it rests my mind. I can see the young fellow there saying that we are tired with the coach. I can see the young lady there saying we are tired begging. I can see our old people there dancing to say that our children are not going to school, living in the street. It's about time that they get something going for themselves. That's a celebration I can see tonight. I can see a celebration that the civil servant who have not been paid, you go to work throughout the month. You don't get paid for 2, 3, 4 months. You're depending on that salary. Tonight, I can see the celebration that is being restored. I can see the celebration that those civil servant, teachers, nurses, doctors, military folks, police, who had their salary minimum of $150 a month, minimum. And this guy came with their strategy and said, salary harmonization. Cut people. That's why I used to argue with people. Where in the world that you will see everything, the life of living is going up, things are going up. Countries are advocating to increase people pay.
Yeah.
But guess our government telling you that they're cutting your pay, that you make it too much more. Where? I haven't seen that. Only our country I ever had that. I used to be clicking in my mind. I said, but what really these guys are saying? And I know I hate to say that campaign is over. We shouldn't go into campaign mode. But sometimes it can really get to me to some of the decisions that this guy was making our people. It's like enslaving our people. Well, everything's getting expensive. Gas prices are going back or red going up. Everything is up. And then they tell me the 150 you're making $75 now, making $80. You say 150 was too much. You're not talking about bringing prices down in the country. Say US rate going up, everything is going up. Globally, we agree. So how can you come back in your rightful mind and tell me that the money you're making is too much? And they in the big offices, senators, representatives, they're not talking about
no benefits.
Nothing. Poor civil servant. So tonight I can see celebration that yes, on our UP government, our life was better, and I can see that coming. That's a celebration I can see tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm celebrating equally as those that are dancing on the ground in my mind.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bombe.
What about inauguration? Are we raising money or what? You ain't talking about no money, man. What's happening with you?
Hold on for a second. That's the final thing we're going to talk tonight. Before
we hear our voices, we are all both right now.
Before we do that, I'd like to play a very short video. Mr. Bombe, I would like to play a very short video, and I'll invite you and Sis Jarakuna to talk about what's the next plan after all of what we've said tonight. We have a few more minutes to leave, but we have to let our people know to get ready, because again, like we were saying all through during the election campaign time, we have to plan for inauguration, and that plan starts today. We already know we won, but we have to start that plan. But before we do that, I'd like to show you guys a special moment that happened, and some of you may have seen it. Our viewers, some of them may not have seen it.
We did it.
Jehovah God, thank you. Jehovah.
There we have it.
Yeah.
The president-elect. That was the moment when NEC announced the final 99 point something percent result. You could see the body language of the president-elect. You could see the happiness around him. What next for us? Maybe I'll start with the Iron Lady first.
Thank you, Tommy. What next? That was uh, somebody earlier said brush air or relief, because we know today started out so tense. There were so many things that were seen and heard, and that was that I mean that his demeanor showed a relief, not just because yes, I am we won this, but relief for the people, because we're actually bracing ourselves, for not a smooth transition or a smooth acceptance, I would say, for today, because there was evidence of police patrolling his residence, and there were all these tactics of intimidation for the people. And there was a reported incident of the citizen doing their own arrest and saying, oh, what you guys doing here? We are here, we're not leaving, we're going to be here. In fact, they were offering protection for our president-elect. Can you just begin to imagine that? Same way like it was mentioned earlier regarding ballot boxes at night, and you have these are not young boys or girls. This is a mature woman, that stood up and was yelling, and everybody came out. That sign shows that we have arrived, and we are
I think she's having a difficulty there.
Oh, sorry. And I didn't know I was muted. So yes, Mr. Boomer, you can come in.
Yeah. I think she's a very busy person. Somebody probably online again. Anyways, what next?
What next? What
next for me?
Us, USA, Canada. Even though our chairman and co-chairman, we haven't heard from them today, but what should we expect? What can we start to do to mobilize funding in order to support the campaign? The inauguration process.
Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah, sorry, I had a little disconnect there. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
You're welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's a body demeanor of 1,000 words of calm and relief, of joy. More of relief, because it was a tense day, and it's just the beginning. The journey starts. UP, USA, Canada. All of this, I know everybody everywhere in various parts played a role, but UP, USA, Canada, made that smile happen today for our president-elect and for the Liberian people, for all of us. I like to say a special thank you really to each and everyone here once more, Mr. Nema, for his energy, his commitment, his support, Mr. Ruben Tucker, who always had the numbers ready to crunch, and Mr. Thomas Vomer, our chairman for the fundraiser committee, and Tommy, our IT genius that came up with this. and we have another first, very historic achievement, having our own platform. They're joining Mr. our SG, our national SG, Mr. George Sibo, Gizi, Aku, like I mean everybody else that's not even here. Our chairman, we did have an opportunity to talk today, and they were everyone talking about, are you guys your bags packed? We got to get back to the drawing board and get ready for inauguration. As we know, we're taking over $1.3 billion in debt. And we heard them looting offices today. We have some, tomorrow we're going to have some interesting footage of things floating around of what people were doing. I mean, can you imagine? You come this far, starve the nation, put us on life support, and then you want to also, take away people making calls and fleeing and taking their last loot. So we're taking over a billion problems, but together again, we are in this together, and we're gonna start. We got to start prompto our next round of fundraising initiatives again, so that we can prepare for them, because they ain't leaving anything in there. There's nothing. There's nothing there, and I know we can do it. Um, we the inauguration is set for January, I think the 2nd. I stand to be
Yeah,
corrected.
I think 20th, bro.
On, um,
I think it's the 20th, not second.
the 20th. Okay.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
we
like I said, I
we
stand
don't
to
know
be.
the exact. I don't know the exact date, but I think
Yeah.
January 20th sometimes is the U.S. inauguration. I don't know if it is our inauguration, but we will see. We will hear it
Yeah.
very soon.
Ours is the first Thursday, Tuesday or Thursday. I stand to be corrected. Anyway, we were talking about that earlier today. So I think we just put things into gear for the inauguration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Bomba, you want to take just a minute because we
Yes,
press
yes.
for the time now.
I'm, I'm sure it'll be a minute, and I
Yes.
would want to say to our audience, the co-panelists here, and of course the entire executive team, starting from the head of our chairman, Mr. Fellow, Mr. Keita, vice chair, and all the executives, ST, um, speaking in a capacity as a fundraising chair, I know I have another task ahead. What next? It's just not going to stop here, and we'll continue. I made this statement on a spoon. The first time I appear on spoon, and our Labram people have that record, and I will want to stand by that, letting them know that when we elect, because I didn't say if, when we elect this government, the support is going to continue. It's not just putting them there and we leave them alone. So what next for inauguration? There will be more details that will be brought up. For sure, the first thing that I would like to say, meeting will be called to extend a special one-on-one appreciation to those that have stood with us to support the dying need of this campaign or finances. People, honestly, I saw some e-transfer and they sent me a screenshot of negative balance in some account. Honestly, that's very daring to me. I don't want to name anybody, but people sending e-transfer to support this campaign, with India draft account. I saw negative balance in some people's account. This is confidential, but I'm just telling you, this is how daring it is to me to see that people are willing to sacrifice and do everything to make sure that this process goes on, and it went on. So for me, what next? It's the first thing I'm looking forward to the executive to call for a meeting to personally appreciate our people. That would be my first and foremost thing, because some people turn out because of our personal connection, because Tommy is there, because Ruben is there, because Jarakuna is on the team. Oh, I saw Mr. Nama being part of this, I will come in, because that's a normal philosophy. People want to be part of something if they see people that they trust, if they see people that they have worked with, if they see people that have shown result in the past. So for everyone that have been part of this process, to me, my appreciation goes to them first before I can come up to display my next financial or goal. So to me, my first thing, if you ask me what next for inauguration, that's a joyous moment. It's going to be great. But I first of all want to come down to the needs of those that have put up their resources, that have put their bank account on the line for political system in Liberia. So that there'll be detail brought up into inauguration. I'm really excited about that. I can't wait. There'll be special delegate from Canada. That is a guarantee. And representation will be there. Canada has put up a challenge that we're no longer going to be at the back. And we've seen that. Of course, Team Canada have proven that. For sure, the representation will be sent. Huge delegate will be coming from Canada to inauguration. That I can guarantee. I know that. So details will be worked out. What next in terms of financing, how soon we'll get that. We'll be coming back to you guys, to audience, support us in details as to how we're going to approach that. So that's all I will have to say for now.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman.
Appreciation.
Thank you so
Tommy,
much.
can I step in 1 second? I want to say something clear, please. If you can give me a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
Thomas, before you, thank you very much for that statement you made. We want to know how many tickets will be coming up, for us to attend, the inauguration.
Yeah.
And the last thing, your higher lady and myself, I may know her sent 2009, but she must not in good shape. So Ruben will try to break that tie.
Okay, no problem. Well, we'll leave that with you guys.
Why are you putting me inside the tea?
That Ruben can solve all the problems. So
Ruben, the councilor.
Yeah.
It's just because we are all on here from one go, but she must have been talking for years because she know the reason. I know the reason. But we'll leave it so. I'll leave it with Ruben. Ruben will try to set it.
Ruben is a peacemaker.
All right. Awesome.
Okay.
You there?
Before
I'm gonna get it. You know.
She said no comment, Mr. Nama.
She pleaded fifth.
She said
let's take a quick look at this video, and maybe that video will solve the problem.
Go ahead, son. Go ahead. You want to greet your chairman? Well, ladies and gentlemen of UPUSA and Canada, our astute. Go ahead, son. Go ahead. You want to greet your chairman? Well, ladies.
Well,
the BFS.
Who want to go first? You go first. No, you.
I want to bring some words from the chairman, but the video.
No, let me share some fun with you guys. A lot of these videos, because of my busy, I don't really have time to really watch this thing and have fun. Only now, sometimes on my free time when I want to laugh, I start going to all the videos. I don't really know all the details about this thing. So sometimes when I see them, I get focusing thinking on this whole thing. But you know what? Thank you for bringing this one. This is quite interesting.
So yeah, there was something the chairman was saying. For some reason, the video is crapping out. But yeah, it's a lovely thing to have them on ground, Chairman Fellow and Fahad. They've been going from every division to every division. We want to use this time to appreciate them, for all the hard work they did, to get us to where we are. We truly appreciate their effort also on ground. Come on, where is that sound coming from? Okay. I don't know if
maybe I have to mute.
Yes, let me mute you for now. There we go. Oh, okay, much better now. Good. So yeah, we want to use this time to appreciate them, and without their effort on ground, without the effort of everyone that was on ground, this victory wouldn't have been possible. We had so many eyes and so many ears and so many hands and so many boots on ground, And with those presence, this victory was assured, and there was no way for this victory to be stolen from the people. So we want to use this time to say, Chairman Fellow and Mr. Fahad, we appreciate all the effort that you guys made. They were keeping us, abreast with footages from their various trips around Magibi and Bassa Belt over there, in the divisions in Firestone area. They were there to give us information and to hold people's feet to the fire and make sure that NEC workers did their job and did it excellently. In the end, we want to say thank you to everyone, not just them, but to every citizen, whether they were UP or they were non-UP, but people were yearning for change and they were willing to put their lives at risk at every level to get us the peace that we beginning to see tonight. I just want to appreciate them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I want to use this time. Let us go around the room, make our final comments, and we'll call this a night. Maybe let's start with Mr. Aku, and then we come to Brother Rubin, we come to Brother Nat, Mr. Nama, the Iron Lady, and then Thomas will take us home.
Thank you very much, Tommy, and thanks the team for this wonderful session. Before we all wrap up here, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you. For me, at the first glance, I was within. I did my contribution, and after that, I kind of stepped back. I was just kind of like watching from Spoon TV and following through. But a special thanks from me to every one of you. Thomas, you've been very astonishing behind this team. And Tommy, you as well. Ruben, Mr. Nad, and then the Iron Lady, and then greatly extend to my brother Nama. It's been a great, and to see each and every one of you footprint into this is, for me as a young man, is you've made way for me to look forward to do more, to be more resilient in my in striving to be a Liberian. And what do I mean by a Liberian? It's not just a Liberian being a Liberian by the name, but a Liberian by the attitude. And the attitude is to set a goal for myself. And that goal is not just for me as well, but it's for all Liberians. I want to be part of the growth of Liberia. I want to be part of that historical moment. And I'm just happy that we have come this far. And the question came across that what's next? What's next? And what's next for me from you? What's next for me from you? The train has landed, but this is not the end of it. Potential, you, each and every one of you, and beyond, are very potential to be involved into this process. Let us get involved, not by just being part of the looking government position, but we have a lot of work to do, most especially when it comes to educating people now about how our rights, their rights needs to be respected, and the understanding of a lot of things in our country. We have to be part of the growth of Liberia before Liberia will resurrect from where it is. So I am looking up to you guys as well to work towards your hard working that you put forward. And thank you once again. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aku. Mr. Ruby?
Well, Tommy, thank you. For me, I would like to say congratulations to our standard bearer and the rescue mission, the entire rescue mission, and the UP party. It was a good fight. It was a great fight. I believe that we are considered as Mike Tyson in his heydays when he was the best, and we won this race. We won this fight. I'm so proud of this team in Canada. We we stood against all odds. There were times that there was some confusion. When I say confusion, I mean like we were not so sure, but we proved that Canada is not just the Stento said 8%, we're not just eight. We're a large group. We're a force that it's tough to reconcile that we can do mighty things. So I'm so proud of this group. I'm proud of everyone, the leadership in this group. Tommy, you're amazing with technical stuff. Trust me, I'll be knocking your doors pretty soon. Thomas, man, you like always, you and I, we have always worked together. We got a good working relationship. And like with the rest of the crew here, I would like to say that we have won the fight, but the train reached the station, but we still have to offload the baggages. The train has reached the station, but it doesn't mean we should just walk outside. We have to put our load down. And in putting our load down, sometimes we need to help somebody because maybe one cripple Oma will be there. I ain't able her bag. We got to carry it. So the work is just beginning. Let us try in all our weak ways. Like we all agree, it is not because of us, it's because of our country. So whichever ways, whichever ideas we can give, we hope that the leadership will be willing to listen to us because we have shown to them that we're not just a small set of people, but we are people with brains. So we hope that they will be there to listen to us. Thank you so much. And we're still in this race to the end.
Yeah. I just want to say, Brother Kizzy, you're a great man. If my mother-in-law in the country today, thank you because you got her all the way. So you're a good man, bro. You're a good man, and you inspire a lot of people. Don't know, but you inspire everybody. So I want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you to the rest of the team. For coming together, working collectively. To accomplish what we have. But like Brother Ruben said, and the rest of the panelists there, I mean, the work just getting started. One of the things that I'm praying for is people will not retrieve back in their dungeons and then trying to get a hold of people. They have to get out where everybody's busy and they start, engaging in government activity. But instead, needs to be able to have access to, each and every one, even those that will be in government, because the work is a continuity. We need to work collectively for the betterment of the nation. And like we said, it started a bit slowly. And now it transformed to a big Sunday. I just remember even Thomas there, we had a meeting. So now we got to do something. But the first thing is, we got to open a bank account. Just like that, ideas. I mean, through this, we have so many people that we're all Liberians, but through this, we have got connected as a family, regardless of where we found ourselves in the country. Mike Tyson once said everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. So we have to definitely work collectively and stick to the plan in the name of Northern Nigeria. So again, I just want to tell everybody we know that it's a plan B. I reach out to the chairman and know there's something in the works. So once we have that executive meeting, there will be more to discuss. Like Brother Thomas said, that the first thing is to appreciate everybody who participated in various ways to make it a success, to say thank you and show that appreciation for what everybody do, because we're going to need those people again 6 years from now. So we want to make sure that we maintain those relationships whilst we're trying to bring on new people on board. So I won't take too much time and I'll just stop there. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and God bless everybody. Thank you.
While you are into the society.
Thank
you, Nat. You said it all pretty well.
Mr. Nama?
Before I go about to extend my thanks and appreciation to everyone, I got a suggestion to make. To the body here, we are here on this panel. I'm talking about Team Canada. I want to suggest that we try to look for a lay price for our chairman, vice chairman on the ground for food and send it over to them. Don't you think that would be why? Because it's not easy to survive in Liberia, Moreover. You all know when you travel over there. The money goes, phew. And second, the money finished. Not even minute. Second, when you change it, it's gone. Phew. So yeah, that's my first suggestion. But I would like to say many thanks to you, Brother Tom, for the IT knowledge. You are the second, how they call it, corner, here. So, and to my brother Thomas, Ruben Tucker, Brother Nat, and my little brother Gizzy, and the Iron Lady, Janaquina. So, you know that they say, it's not easy to bring people together. And sometimes you bring people together, it's not easy to keep them together. Yes. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not easy. So we all have fought a good fight. And I know we have been here every time, day and night on this panel. Everybody was just hoping and praying for one goal, was to see Ambassador Joseph Yiman Boakai and JKK, being elected. And God answered our prayer. Look, I don't know whether you guys can. I know sometimes people look up, if you see your friend, you say that, your friend can't pray, but I know we all been praying. I've been praying. This thing was not easy. And, we would talk so. It's God. I don't know the last time you guys listened to this guy, the Burkinabes that came, and worked for We Are, in 2017. I think the last name is told. You on Spawn TV. Certain thing he said, I want to leave it with you guys. He said that he got his man on the ground. But what We Are, Oxidation, and We Are Sharing would try to do, they would try to manipulate the election, but it was not whole. There will be a little noise. And we saw all this thing it revealed. That brother is a true brother. Even though he, in our, other advanced country, they could hold him for interference. But, he was paid, to do certain work, to carry on certain job, which he did. And he revealed certain things, and certain things, he didn't want to reveal. But what I'm saying that we all here, like everybody has been saying the same thing. We are not going to stop here. But Thomas, and to you guys, the Iron Lady, and people who, are in direct contact, with the team on the ground, try to start arranging for our ticket, because some of us will go ahead soon. We want to beat a inaugural ball. So, of course. Start arranging for the ticket for Team Canada. Yes. I'm not concerned about, and one thing, if you guys have the chance to talk to anybody on Spawn, I dislike the way how they treat us too all the time. It's good that by the time we have, made our own, platform that we can come and sit down. They have been extending greetings to everybody around the world. Nobody mentioned Canada. Right. I've been listening, I've been watching it. Nobody has mentioned Canada.
You got a point.
I wanted to get on, but somebody just said, no, don't call them, just leave it. Yeah. So I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Brother Nama. And I'm sure our leadership should take this up with them. And again, it comes down to how people perceive Canada. They think that something that we are part of them, something that we are very small and don't know our potential. But I am sure with time they will get to know. But I am confident that the leadership of UP USA Canada recognize the effort that we put into this process. I am sure even those who spearheaded the entire fundraising campaign in the US, they know that this idea was borrowed from some people or was hijacked, if for lack of a better term, from a group of people who are the Canadian arm of this rescue mission. And again, we want to say it's okay. It was done, in the end, we succeeded to make JNB president. We succeeded in liberating Liberia. So I'll go to Sis Jalaquina to make her parting comment, and I will go to Mr. Bumbe to close to us, and I'll wrap things up from here. And let it go ahead.
Well, yes, thank you all. Thank you. I mean, everybody said it all. A big thank you. I just want to lay emphasis before I continue on what Mr. Nama just emphasized on, all the recognition, all the thank you was being pulled out. UP USA Canada um, is yet to be recognized. I can assure us here that it's just a matter of time that those actions will be corrected. Because as a matter of fact, when you brought it up, that's why I'm deciding to speak on it right away, because that discussion was held today, and the leadership is dealing with that, and our our president elect is going to be the one that will set the tone going forward for UPUSA Canada, because he is going to come to visit Canada. We are recognized. We're part of some discussions today in the midst of the celebration. So I'm glad that you did not even make that call. They say experienced player don't suffer for jersey. We were knocked down many times. Our fundraiser was hijacked severally. And it is not the Spoon Network or Class Reloaded, but also from within ourselves. That they say when your house don't sell you, the street won't buy you. But at the same time, I'm just happy that we maintain our maturity, we maintain, we remain focused on the prize. We remain focused on why we're doing what we were doing with the campaign and where we are today. I just want to thank everyone for, as frustrating as it was, um, we had our grounds, and through our disappointment, uh, we gave birth. We gave birth this. I mean, with Tommy, we if we had not maybe we had not been treated the way we were, we would not have this platform today. So
Yeah.
here, there's a good thing that came out of it. Every challenge that was thrown at us from within, not even an external challenge, but internally, we took it in stride, and more ideas were given birth to, hence this platform today. So I want to say thank you for Tommy, um, for his creativity and for the support. I know TNT Incorporated is going to be a very successful uh, company that I am going to to spearhead. um, but yeah,
Yes, you're going to manage it.
Yeah, man,
absolutely,
tell one by
absolutely.
shell.
Definitely.
I am the queen for multitasking. So you bring it on. We need private sector is going to be it's going to be brought alive in Liberia by God's grace. So yeah, TNT, we are
Amen.
needed. We are needed. Yeah, just thank you to everyone, and this platform, our president elect is going to come on this platform uh because this is historic for the Unity Party,
Yeah.
and this is something that is going to continue. Once upon a time, there was Spoon that started, and nobody knew what Spoon was or all these other people.
Yeah.
But it takes time. A house was never built in a day's time. So we are here, and with collective, continuous support of each other, ideas, we can grow. And before I close, lastly on this note, I have no idea what Mr. Neyman is talking about, but I have to check my memory bank offline.
Five will catch you.
That's good.
I know
That should
his
be
voice,
discussed.
and it's been so many years of meeting a lot of folks. I know his name was very familiar in the voice, but I'm checking my memory bank.
That's okay.
That's all I'm
We can
gonna
discuss
say.
that. We can discuss that part.
It's good. As long as you also have forgotten it, it means at least only once I've got to work
Oh,
on
man,
that.
you don't spoil my job. Oh. You don't spoil my job. Oh.
Exactly. We're taking somebody's job. Oh.
Who put me
So
in charge?
with the sorry with the our the trip. yes, we need to coordinate ASAP on dates. So maybe perhaps we can do a group travel,
Yeah,
that we can, get better rates. There's a lot of options out there that we can try to
that's true. Yeah.
brainstorm. So if we do
Well, I
group
gotta do it fast,
travel,
so the ticket
yeah,
price
let's
is
do
up.
it fast. I
Uh-huh.
know, and it's right now is a high season, so we're gonna decide on a date. If we have a collected date, we all want to get down there together. That would be the look at the pros and cons of that. I'm open to that, so I'm just putting it out there. Thank you,
Mr. Bumbe?
and thank you for Mr. Nema for that suggestion for supporting the chairman down there. Trust me, we all know
Absolutely.
how it is. So we're
Thank
definitely
you.
looking to that. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, I think we spent a long night. It has been a long day already, and of course, we are again uh, sitting here, reaching out to our people around the world, having a conversation, analyzing things from general perspective to individual perspective. Um, my closing, you know, statement tonight is very short and to the point. It's just a summary of what we discussed tonight. There's a lot on the stake, taking on the new government, especially government that have, basically thrown everything off the window, starting to pick them off from one end to the other is going to be a challenge. And what we can say is that we should give our people the assurance that yes, Liberia is coming, Liberia will be back on track. Our country will be back on track. That's the one thing that I would say. And with the support that we're seeing around the world, including the very Liberian people, I think they are ready, to come back and do things for themselves, not waiting for anyone to be, running behind them. Can you please do this? I'm waiting for this investor and this and that. And the thing seems like the country is coming back to the grassroots. The typical way that, we, the Liberian, will not be spectators in our economy. The reality is on the way. And I can encourage everybody to be prepared for that. So I want to say thank you to everyone that have been part of the process, those that have taken their steps again to be part of this. It's just a way of appreciating everybody. And of course, let's keep up the good work. If you never had a spirit to move, now is the time. And I can assure you all what we have done from Team Canada, UP USA Canada. The credibility is high. We never thought that we could have gotten here, but there is more and more and more exposure, and I can tell you that the expansion of this organization is about to kick off. It's about to take off, and let's get ready for that. And we are prepared for that. So once again, thank you for those that were part of the initiation and up to now. So thank you, Tommy, IT. Let's keep it up. We'll always be spending 4 or 5 hours behind the scene to make sure that when we come up real. So thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bumbe. And thanks to all of you for joining us tonight, all the panelists from Mr. Nawa, who was here from the beginning tonight, and Brother Nad, Brother Rubin, Mr. Giziaku, and the Iron Lady. I want to say thank you all for joining tonight. You always bring, the good out of us. And thank you. So, and like the Iron Lady said, if we don't have challenges, we are not motivated enough to go beyond our limits. And sometimes some of these challenges we faced, even in our inner circle, they push us to be the exceptional people that we can be. And like we wouldn't be on this platform maybe if we were not pushed aside and relegated in the past. But that will make us also to be respected. That hey, you cannot underestimate these guys. There is potential in them. There are things that they can do that we all need on this train, and the train has made its way to the executive mansion. We need to disembark. We need to get down. They can say hit the ground running. In the army, we Mr. Nama would know that better than me. We need to hit the ground running when we get there. We need to be ready to face the fight. There was something that I saw that I wanted to also show, right? Like you can see in this shot right here, this is what JMB is inheriting. This is what the Unity Party is inheriting. We will have to hit the ground running so that
I can
we
see
can we can make the way.
Yeah.
This is the road that the Unity Party government, and in fact JMB and JKK, those are the roads that they are inheriting. How do we make this mud to be a paved road in the future, concrete or gravel from the beginning? Those are the things that we have to think about. We need money, we need resources, we need the expertise, we need the technology to be able to do these things and be able to put Liberia on a trajectory that it can become like its neighbors. Liberia is very small, and I do not expect people to be leaving from it is unimaginable that people will leave from Monrovia and it takes them 2 days, 3 days, 4 days to get to Sino, when it on a normal day in a better country, those are few hours journey.
Yeah.
You can drive from here to Saskatchewan, 120 kilometers per hour, and it takes you 8 hours to get to Saskatchewan on 120 kilometers. In Liberia, we drive like 60, 70 kilometers, and we taking 5 days to get to a place that is like 6 to 7 hours journey.
Yeah.
Change. And who better to start this path than JNB and JKK? So I want to thank you all that made it your duty to contribute to this platform with your ideas, with your knowledge, with your skills, with your finances. The road ahead is rocky and is muddy, like what we saw, but I believe that we can pave it and make it a better nation for ourselves. Our Iron Lady, Mr. Bumbe, I want to appreciate you all. Every time you bring out the best in myself and all of us on this panel. I want to thank you, Mr. Nama. You are the fire that keep the engine moving. I want to thank you and everyone on this platform. To our leadership, Mr. Fellow, Mr. Keita, Mr. Fahad, every one of them, we want to be appreciative to them. To our many donors and our supporters, we want to thank you. A special thank you to these folks, back home, Madam Yombli Kanga Lawrence, an exceptional work that they have done throughout the process. Mr. Amara Kone, who also just came and took Unity Party to another level. Just to name a few, Mr. Aaron Darius DeLon, these people, they sacrifice their time and their lives, put their life at risk to make this victory possible. And so I just want to appreciate them. And I want to leave you with this image tonight as you go home. This is our president-elect. And under him, we will be starting a new day in Liberia. God bless Liberia. God bless our president-elect. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I appreciate you all. Have a great night.
But we didn't talk about the next thing for the inauguration. I thought we were going to speak on it.
Yeah, I think Mr. Bumbe said we're going to have a time where we have first meeting, then we can start the process. We don't want to jump up to say we want to start raising fund when we haven't had a meeting to thank the people yet. So,
well, I'm concerned the guys on the ground now. So what we're doing about it? We're going to put it into a vote because we will sit down and what to do for them.
I would want us to talk about that, not on live.
Okay, I will call Thomas tomorrow.
Yes, let's have an internal call between us and we start the ball rolling. That's something we have to do.
Yeah, we got to do something for them. It's not easy to be out there.
Definitely. I appreciate you guys' time tonight. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Okay, good night, everybody. Okay.
We tie away your life, Bukadensa. They push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. Listen people crying, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. Everybody vote for Boakai. Vote for Boakai. Vote for Boakai. Vote for Boakai. Gone are the days when we talk on the fight. No food or eat, no shelter for us. Gone are the days when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market women crying, Pippin riders crying, Stable service crying, Keke riders crying, Ghana boys are crying, everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurses are crying, teachers are crying, Bukadensa. They push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. You must go away,
Bukadensa.
Bukadensa.